Tonight, on WSET Richmond News, we open with a special bulletin for the community. It's been a couple of years now since the first murmurs of a new menace rose from the dark streets where pushers and addicts ply their foul trade. They called it pigment, a supposed marijuana derivative, but thanks to various chemical additives is far more dangerous and addictive. Last week, however, the Drug Enforcement Administration testified before a congressional panel on drug abuse that pigment presents a greater danger than originally anticipated, dwarfing all other drug epidemics the nation faces. The DEA did not reveal the actual chemical composition of the drug, claiming it might encourage others to manufacture it, but did claim it was partially based on a mixture of marijuana and peyote. The peyote, along with sundry industrial chemicals, is responsible for the highly hallucinogenic properties of pigment use, and according to the DEA's Pigment Drug Enforcement Task Force, or PDET, the special agent in charge, Tom Cleary, also testified that habitual users who smoke pigment quickly suffer permanent mental damage or psychoses. The damage is similar to, but more severe than, that suffered by LSD users, because the drug is fat-soluble. The victims experience flashbacks or suffer hallucinations even after kicking the habit. In some severe cases, users could not sleep without slipping into horrible nightmares. Independent sources, however, claim the drug seems to piggyback its effect on other substances as well. It's appeared as a crystal meth and heroin derivative, and is even drunk in Mexico as part of fermented cactus alcohol called pulque muerto. Special Agent Tom Cleary also testified that the hallucinations suffered by pigment users are of a distinctly dark nature. Many users report seeing ghosts or living nightmares walking about. While the research is still in its infancy, the DEA states that the neurological damage inflicted by pigment may be permanent. Eventually, hallucinations drive some addicts to destructive behavior, including self-mutilation, fugue, and other psychoses. Special Agent Cleary was evasive as to who was responsible for creating and distributing the drug, stating only that we can't jeopardize our ongoing investigation by revealing certain facts too early, but we do understand people's concerns and will inform the general public of our findings as soon as possible. One disturbing trend made known to the panel was the spread of pigment across all demographics and social classes. Because of its various forms, pigment appeals to casual dabblers, party club circuits, and hardcore drug abusers. It remains to be seen if the DEA can nip this growing drug menace in the bud, or whether it will become the #1 threat to American society. And next up, we're talking about the monument in... I'm sorry, honeys, do you guys want me to turn this off? Can I get more coffee for anyone else?
Yeah, I'll have some more coffee, yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Fresh brewed? More cream?
No, just black. Thank you, though.
Where are we drinking?
Same place. Found yourselves back at the same diner. Almost like it was just wrote.
What's the name of this diner?
It is 7 o'clock, and it is Metro City Diner.
AM or PM?
PM. It is Monday night after you have wrapped up the Durance job.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Oh, thank you, Desert Raven Gamer, hitting us off with a reroll.
Yeah. Well, Metro Diner. Do they have alcohol, like liquor?
They got a small bar.
Yeah.
It might not be like...
They had red wine.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely... They do have liquor.
Can I get a small shot of whiskey as well, please?
She's like, oh, sure, yeah, honey, no problem. Anyone else?
I'll take a not small shot of whiskey.
Make it a double, you got it. You okay, honey?
I'll take a wine.
Red again?
It doesn't matter.
She's like, alright, anything more than just coffee for you?
Just coffee for now. Thank you, though.
She's like, alright, I'll be right back. She puts the remote on the table. This place is pretty much empty other than you all. She walks off.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'll probably have scribbled some of the notes on the news report, like Special Agent Tom Cleary, DEA, just the quick shorthand. I think he's able to get at least the main bullet points of what he needs.
Got it.
kind of be reviewing them, looking up, maybe not fighting, talking about it a little bit.
What do you guys do?
What you think?
I'll bite. I find it troublesome. I mean, it took 20 years for the state of opioids to really hit its mass. This has been 5 years, maybe. Every demographic, that's pretty rare.
And there's no quick drug reversal like with Narcan. Someone who's ODing on pigment. There's not much we can do.
They're still treating them as if it's just a narcotic. That the hallucinations are just what they are. However, we know that they have been able to touch the spirit world.
Oh, they're not hallucinations. It's almost a doorway. I guess gateway drug is tongue-in-cheek almost now. Noah and Elijah were able to at least semi-commune with whatever that was. That monster.
I mean, you two are essentially induced in some chemical mixture right now, and you're able to be here. Be just some cheap, dirty form of it.
It's gotta be temporary form.
What if Orpheus is the one pumping it out there? Don't shake your head, no.
Is that along the same lines as the government put out LSD in the 70s?
Think about it.
I'm thinking.
Weren't you the one that said it on our first day together? How they're paying us way more than they should. Losing money left and right with all their new employees. Didn't make any sense. I think that's exactly what you said.
I didn't say exactly that.
Well, that's how I remembered it. But if they're making tons of money spitting this out, that's how they can afford us. I didn't just drop my food on the
It's
ground.
not that they're not making money. They're so quickly expanding that they're just spending it as soon as they get it.
Also, we'll still be working for Orpheus in the spirit world. We die, right?
If you want to.
You read the contract, didn't you?
Of course I did.
Pay can go to a loved one or a charitable organization, should you choose, even a political campaign. Man, how many people could get paid? All of the voter things talk about people not voting when they're dead. If you prove that there are many ghosts that are still completely sentient and care about policy, which will be being made here shortly, because it has to, it just hasn't caught up. Do you think you'll be able to vote? Can you vote? Sorry, that's a side thing.
More importantly, what if they are the ones coming from it?
Waitress comes back. Alright, double for you. Glass of red for you. And a single here. You guys just yell if you need me, otherwise I'll just leave this check here.
What was
You
your
guys
name
can
again?
split it up however you want. Nancy, if you recall, I told you that earlier.
You didn't.
It's like, yep, Nancy, you just call her for me. Call me Nance if you want, that's what everyone here calls me, so.
Thank you, Nance. I will dump my whiskey into my coffee.
I'll take my double and pour it into her glass of wine.
That'd be a delicious concoction.
And then I'll just chase it with my coffee, because,
Because
cardiac arrhythmia.
you
is
guys
fine.
can't drink it, though, right?
Yeah, they basically can't really.
Yeah.
Huh?
You guys are ghosts. You can't drink it.
Oh, yeah.
You're manifested ghosts.
We can't,
We could combine all the drinks
You just
at the
get
table.
no pleasure from it. I think you can.
Oh, so I just
We're not
like...
going to worry too much about if it spills or anything.
Yeah.
You can drink
You
it.
can choose to spill it over time, like just dribble it out from your
Dribble it
foot,
out bit by bit.
Like a little mucusy dribble.
Why is it become mucusy?
Yeah.
Passes through your gossamer...
Your gossamer gullet.
Yeah, your gossamer gullet. That's my nickname, gossamer
They
gullet.
call me Gossamer.
Gullet.
All right,
Gossamer gullet.
What else do you guys talk about here as you have
Gossamer
your
G
whiskey?
gullet.
Uncle.
Well, I'm not saying that there are some probably pretty secretive things, but I don't know. My gut's not telling me that Orpheus is putting out pigment. Because frankly, anybody that's putting out pigment runs the risk of it getting back to them. They're the only legitimate company besides, two others that are... One's making tech, the other one's... I don't know what.
Okay, well, what if it was whoever discovered what they're pumping into us? Like, that person, hypothetically, left the company for whatever reason.
Talking like a rogue agent?
Just somebody decided they don't want to work at Orpheus anymore, and they knew they could make more money doing this.
Somebody part of the research team. That could be.
Don't you have access to look things up like that? Like, anyone who may have been important and left the company? You're good at finding things like that out. I mean, I'll just Google it if you don't want to do it. If you don't think you could find it out. If you think I could find it faster.
Like you got your company email on that phone?
Yeah.
Pretty cutting edge company, and you want to look it up on your own device.
Well, looks like you could do it then.
I'm a bit paranoid. Haven't been in this business for a long time.
No shit.
I don't do anything on my smartphone except for look up stupid things.
Like what?
Sometimes I try to send my daughter funny things, but I don't fully understand the means.
You have to go to Instagram and send it with the airplane.
Yeah, I've got an Instagram. There's
I'll teach you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good. I like that. Yes, my daughter will get a kick out of it. I try. I'm good at a lot of things. That's not one of them. I don't know that my humor transfers, mostly because it's pretty dark and a little misanthropic.
I
Kids
fear
love
for
that.
your child.
She's sweet, though. She just likes sweet things.
I can show you how to find the puppy names.
Perfect.
Kids love the puppy names.
Puppy names.
I love the puppy names.
I'm gonna just make a note in my notepad.
Puppy.
Do you need a note in your notepad to remember?
The
from
puppies, they'll be videos, and it'll be hello, human. Right?
It sounds good. It sounds like something an 11-year-old would like. Yes, though. I mean, I can easily get access to public information. There's a lot of it out there. It's just buried. Do you know most of government systems have it available? It's a completely shitty user interface. It's absolutely antiquated, so it's difficult to do. Or you can go down to the Hall of Records. And
Kind
get
of
the
like
actual-
electronic medical records.
Is that shit?
Yeah. Not user-friendly at all. Gotta know what F function to hit. You want to prescribe a medication, you gotta hit 6 buttons.
Bring me back to my college days.
Right?
Yes, we can look it up. Although, I tried to do some digging on Orpheus and the Holdings Company before that. If it's there, it's not easily found. Because stories already would have come out about it. I think they locked that down. Because it was a private holdings company already. And then it became Orpheus, which means that beyond financial disclosures and incorporation documents, they don't really have to say shit. But yes, it's a good idea and I will look into it. Just saying I'm not exactly hopeful. But I do like your train of thought. Somebody left, or somebody who knows something within this business. I don't think a designer drug that sees into the world coming about after we've discovered that ghosts are real is coincidence.
I just wonder how many more cases we're going to run up against of people who've fallen victim to it.
A lot. A lot.
I was afraid of that answer.
About pigment?
I think we'll see a lot more of it. Although, that at this point is still peripheral to what people are hiring us for. But it's fucked up. That young Durant's girl's all mixed up in it, but it's none of our business, I guess.
Yep, we got paid.
Yep.
And we can drop it. And we don't have to think about her anymore if we wanted to not think about her anymore.
Could we submit a tip anonymously about her use of pigment?
She's got money. It wouldn't go far.
But it would help, your conscience maybe.
I mean, conscience is clear. Conscience is clear. Just don't feel good about it. It's her life. It's her life. She makes her choices. Just a 22-year-old. Some dead thugs.
Yeah, I didn't like that too much. I didn't like dead thugs around very not dead me.
You know what a 22-year-old absolutely doesn't want? Someone telling them what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think any efforts on our end to correct her life or make smart choices for her that she's going to appreciate in the long run are going to force her to do the exact opposite. So I think that's why we drop it. We literally can do nothing.
I also think in the world that we knew beforehand at 22 you could leave the toxic people behind, but at this point, there's nowhere that she can run. In fact, those people can get to her literally anywhere. That's what's bothering me. There is no escape from her. She can't run away. That money won't make a fucking difference. That's what bothers me. Those people will stay with her forever, until she joins them. Does that make sense? I'm gonna start getting a little hot. I mean, you're the one who's punched 500,000 people. Told whoever else to kiss your ass. I was in there.
Out of character, he'd see your... Remember, you shared vitality, he's sharing some of your memories of you being like, get your shit together with, like, the bands.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was like,
In fact, that same rage you see coming from him right now feels reflected.
That's not a good color on you.
Nope. Sure shit isn't.
And with that, what do you all do for the rest of the evening? It's clearly time to head home. Who's going where?
I'll go back to Orpheus.
Go back to Orpheus?
I want to go back to
Orpheus.
Orpheus. I want to go back to Smorpheus and see my dog.
Okay, yep, your dog is clearly there.
Rory.
And Rory seems a little apprehensive around you.
I would bring in some treats.
Yeah, that definitely sways. It's him, right?
Golden Retriever.
Yeah, but he's definitely a little like, hey, you kind of look like my owner and sound like my owner, but I'm not getting any smells.
Yeah.
But can clearly see you, and even can see you when you're not manifested. So, that's that.
Okay. I'm not going to spend the whole time talking about how I'm going to make my dog bond with my ghost person.
You can do
We
it.
can leave that.
Give us a rundown what you do.
No.
We'll get the montage.
Belly rub montage.
I was just going to say that I would have come in with, like, like a blanket from home or, like, some of my clothes.
Makes sense. Yeah, and like I
I
said,
just want Rory to, like...
they're extremely open about it. Like, they get it, There's, like, an attendant who's on. It's, like, 100%, like... So you don't even have to manifest. You can do the basic manifestation. The attendant gets the dog out. You have, like, a room to yourself. It's like a small little hotel room. More like a small dorm, basically.
Right.
But you guys, what do you do for the evening? And we're going to cut back to you guys at Orpheus in a second.
I think Tanner goes home to his one-room apartment and, like, lays in bed, really considering all he's seen over the past couple of days. Especially using his newfound, I guess, powers outside of work. Yeah, I think he comes to. I think he doesn't sleep very well, and I think he comes to terms he's not a fan of it outside of work.
Fair enough. Don't turn on the dead eyes, huh?
Mm-hmm.
No animals, right? You don't have an animal?
No animals. It's a fairly minimalist apartment. There's a small workbench with wood carving supplies over there. That's his kind of hobby he's taken up, but nothing, not even a desktop computer.
Love it. And how about you, Lee?
I do the opposite, in fact. I think, one, to blow off some steam. I think he's just walking downtown, dead eyes on the whole
Cool.
making legitimate notes. I mean,
Yep.
he doesn't even know if he's looking for anything in particular. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like, it's observe and report.
All right. Well, you do, in fact, notice what you heard referred to as the necropolis. You walk downtown at one point, kind of some of the numbered streets, very few actual people out. You switch on dead eyes, and it's almost like a marketplace of the dead. People are walking around in various states of horror. You know, some people look horrible, having manifested their most, hateful thoughts about themselves. Some people are just walking around. All of them seem at least semi-sentient, right? You know that there's like the classifications of sentience in ghosts, but at the very least, they're talking to each other. Some are laughing. You see a couple arguing. You see a couple walking together hand in hand. Like, they are active.
I'd ask a couple questions, I think.
Okay.
The couple that are holding hands.
Sure,
Just
yeah.
give them a partner.
Yeah. You walk up to a couple and they both kind of look at you. Yeah? To describe them, they both kind of look like punks, kind of. Like
Yeah.
leather jackets. Both female. One girl has side of her hair shaved, but then it's really long, kind of combed over.
Mm-hmm.
The other girl looks a little more like just kind of curly, long brown hair. But they're both kind of wearing like leather jackets and have patches on their backpacks or whatever. Yeah, they kind of turn and the one's like, yeah?
Y'all look like a cute couple. How long you been together?
She's like, you want pigment?
No. Just got the ability. I can see.
The other one is like, good for you. She's like, oh, come on. It's like, how long have we been together? I guess about 2 years.
Do you mind if I ask, that was why you were still corporeal? Or you were...
She's like, no, it's after.
Really?
Yeah. I died 4 years ago, and Nyla died just... Really, it was just... We got together kind of just after she died.
That's incredible. You guys mind if I write down your story a little bit? Used to be a reporter, not one anymore.
They kind of look at each other and smile a little bit. Like,
It's okay to say no.
no names.
I never use a name unless somebody wants me to.
And the other girl is like, and no asking how I died.
No problem.
It's like, yeah, we get a little sensitive about that.
I can imagine so.
Revisiting it and all.
It's traumatic.
What do you want to know?
I don't know. And how did you meet here?
Just sort of felt a pull to come to this area. Some people call it the necropolis.
Heard it called that.
Apparently they're like that in other cities too, but most people kind of stick to near where they lived, where they died. It feels a strange kind of compulsion. Almost like left the house, worried you left the oven on. You just kind of want to be here. You want to be near what's familiar.
That which you just can't quite scratch.
Yeah, more or less. So we all kind of congregate here. It's not like we sleep,
Right.
you know?
I mean, what do you spend your days doing?
Sometimes we get into a little shenanigans, but mostly, you kind of learn to appreciate, I guess I was going to say life, but there's nothing to do. We go on walks, people watch, we read.
You both just met here at the necropolis? Is it a... Do you want to tell me about that moment? I think he's interviewed people before.
Yeah, sure. She's like, yeah, there's not much to it. I saw her, and she looked lost and confused, as a lot of folks do at first. And, I don't know, we just started talking and shared some of the same movie interests. Slip into theaters quite a bit, see what's playing. She likes the Marvel movies, I don't give a shit about them, but, got nothing else to do, so sure, I'll sit through fucking 80 hours of superhero bullshit.
Yep. Took my son to one. Certainly entertaining.
The other one's like, you sound like a great dad. It's like, alright, shh.
Alright. I'll leave you to it.
She's like, alright, well, be careful out here. Some of these ghosts, they still want bodies. See ya.
Thank you. Alright. Yeah.
Holy.
I think he's going to drive what he thinks is to his apartment, but lost in thought, I think he drives to the Orpheus building.
Tight. Alright.
I pull up and he's... Fuck.
Alright, we'll have you pull up in a second. The two of you are sitting in what is essentially a rec room for the sleeper agents. There's not many in here tonight. You see one, and she is manifested and looking through a binder, and looks like she doesn't want to be messed with. But you do see another one. He's kind of short and, very stout, very muscular, and he's got, a nice, well-manicured pencil mustache. And he sees you guys. He's like, you guys must be new.
Yes.
Victor.
Emily.
Emily, nice to meet you. You?
Rhiannon.
So, what's this, day 3 on the job? Crucible 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
How you guys liking it?
Something else.
Yeah, you can say that.
What
Yeah.
crucible are you with?
I'm with Crucible 2.
So you've been here a while.
Yeah, well, the second one, I'll be honest, I enjoy it. It's not what I thought it was going to be, I'll tell you that, but fuck, I'm good at it. If it's fumigating, or if it's, helping someone sever their connections, I'm pretty fucking good at it. And I also feel like, we're the first line of defense for folks.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some fucked up stuff out there, but hey, we can deal with it, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. How about you guys? What's the craziest shit you've seen?
Well, it's
Really?
only our first day.
Yeah.
Second day. My second day.
Okay, so nothing yet, huh?
Nothing too weird. I mean, aside from watching people walk around in circles.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, have you seen some, really, really weird shit?
Oh, yeah. People manifest the worst parts of themselves. I've seen all kinds of silly shit. I've seen ghosts whose mouth is stretches out to 3 feet wide. That shit's pretty spooky, man.
So are you manifested as the best version of yourself right now?
It's like, well, I'm not this physically fit, I'll tell you that. You can go look at my flabby ass in the sleeper tube, and yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is great.
Do you still have the mustache?
It's like, well, I have a mustache, but it's not what it was in my youth.
Oh, it's very nice.
He's like, thank you. Slips his hair a little.
Reminds me of my grandpa.
Wait, how old is he?
It looks like maybe early 30s. He's like, Grandpa! Oh, come on.
How old is he? He looks early 30s?
Looks early 30s.
But we can tell he's, an older guy.
Maybe,
By the way, he's, talking and,
I would let you roll for that.
Okay.
Yeah, roll.
Let's
for
roll
it.
for that.
Just ask.
Roll for it. Roll for
I'll
it.
just
Roll.
ask.
Alright, well, I'll let her roll perception and empathy, and then you can immediately ask. Perception and empathy, Lid. Regular difficulty 6.
Perception, I get 3, and empathy, I get 3 more.
How's he dressed again?
I think he's dressed pretty sharply. He's in, kind of pressed slacks and a button down, and he's got a tie on. That's 2 successes. Yeah, you do get the sense that he just carries himself like an older gentleman, maybe mid-50s or something.
I deal with a lot of, like, elderly and older people, so...
Sure. Go ahead.
Are you married?
He's like, I was. Yeah, we split 5 years ago, before I got this job. Pretty amiable, really, I guess, just didn't see eye to eye anymore, but...
How long were you married?
We were married for 15 years before that. Yeah. It was fine. You know, I'm fine. I'm good. I mean, I'm here.
Any kids?
So, yeah, we got one little girl.
How old is she?
She would be, I guess she's turning 9 this year. Yeah. Actually, she's gonna be older than that. Turning 19 this year. So she's out on her own, you know, she's doing fine. Yeah, she's at Tech. So.
What is she studying?
Computer science.
It's a great field to go into.
Hell yeah, smarter than I am.
Sometimes I wish I would have done that.
Come on, what are you, medical?
I'm a nurse.
Yeah? Nurses, hey, they're kind of like the first line of defense too, you know? That's why you took this job, huh? Can't help but help people.
I get thrown up on less here.
We'll see about that. Seen some crazy shit, like I said. Yeah. Hey, there are some pretty nasty fuckers out there, though. You know, people... I'm sorry. Did you guys hear that?
What the fuck was that?
Nice.
Show yourself.
Show yourself! I forget where we were. I'm sorry.
Nasty fuckers.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, there's some nasty fuckers out there, and here's something I've discovered. And, you know, whether my theories go anywhere or not, rest of my crucible, I think they're getting there. I'm not sure everyone else agrees with me. I think once you reach a certain point of nasty fuckerness, you try to turn others into nasty fucks. Yeah, I think they torture. I think the nasty ones torture the other ghosts. You know how some of them are kind of stupid? They're kind of what we call blips. You know, they're just repeaters. They don't do anything. They don't realize who they are. You just want to slap them and say, you know, get a hold of yourself. I think the nasty ones find those, torture them, turn them into nasty, nasty things.
What did you do before you worked here?
It's like, yeah, good question. I was a firefighter.
Huh.
Yeah, many years. Volunteer at first. But, yeah, I liked it.
In the
Toll.
In the city or in the county?
Yeah, hey, you sure ask a lot of questions. What do you, you want to get to know me better and go, grab dinner or something?
I'm not trying to be rude. You know, I'm not tired. I don't know what to do.
It's like, yeah, it happens. A little weird. Takes some getting used to. You know what's weird?
I didn't mean to upset you.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm just messing with you. He's like, tell you what's really weird is when you get back in your body, and then you're reminded of what being tired feels like. First time that took me for a loop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't like it, though. I'd be fine if they just kept me under this whole time, to be completely honest with you.
Then you'd just be dead.
Yeah, that's what I gotta keep telling myself.
Yeah.
Then you'd just be dead.
Well,
Not ready for that.
I think I'm gonna go visit my dog some more. It was really nice to meet you. What did you say your name was?
Victor.
Victor.
Yep.
With the mustache.
The best.
Picture with the best mustache.
Okay.
So, how about you? What's your story? Are you, like, in a band or something?
Nah.
Alright.
Bye, Victor. Just kidding. Nah, I've managed a lot of them, though.
He's like, managed bands?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that must be interesting.
Seen a lot of fucked up shit out there.
It's like, oh, yeah?
Nasty fuckers.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, there are nasty fuckers in the quick, and there are nasty fuckers in the dead. And we're the ones that are gonna stop them, right?
I have to keep them alive sometimes. I don't get to choose.
Not anymore now.
Yeah,
You
not
choose.
anymore.
Sign on.
Yeah. So bands, huh? You like, what are we talking about? Like bluegrass? That's what I'm into.
Yeah, she's really into bluegrass.
Yeah, you like the Grinning and Pickers? I like them.
I think she's really into Dave.
Picking for Gold? Like them.
How many times have you seen Dave?
I'm gonna walk away.
It's like, alright, well, I'm here if you want to play pool. Got a pool table. It's more fun. And you find yourself like, motherfucker, I'm at Orpheus. And there are other cars there. You see a ghost, because you have dead eyes still on. Yeah, go ahead. No, you guys want a moment, please.
If you ever tell anyone I like Dave Matthews' fucking band ever again, I'll fucking kill you. I'll fucking kill you. And then I'll find you, and I'll fucking kill you again.
You're gonna have no problem finding me, but do you really want Victor to know what you're into?
I'll tell fucking Victor that you're ready for that fucking date. And I'll let him know when you're coming off the fucking dead juice.
I'm gonna let Victor know that you're the real nasty fucker of the
I'm giving you a DM illustration. Here you guys go. I'm giving each and every one of you one to give out to. We're going to switch the experience so it doesn't grow too fast. Everybody gets one by default for showing up, and then you get one for each red bean you have.
Why do you have so many beans?
Yeah, let's reset beans. Everyone should have one right now. Lydia, you got awarded one,
Yeah.
So you should have 2 beans.
which will help catch you up.
Why'd you give me a blue bean?
So you can remember that that's not a bean to give out. Throw me your red bean. Have you ever been confused like I am right now? No.
Boo.
Shut up, it's Father's Day. I get to make dad jokes this day.
With yours.
It's in the
Special.
law.
It's in the law.
It's the law. I am the law. Alright. You pull up to Orpheus, and you see a ghost outside kind of standing at the front door, like pacing a little bit. Looks like they're on guard duty.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do the... I guess I'm going in. Just...
Tight.
Hey, partner.
It's like, yep. Just looks like military. Like the close cut, like crew cut.
Well, first of all, I mean, pull out the IDs. I work here. So,
Yeah, I can tell.
Iraq or Afghanistan?
Both.
Really?
Yeah, 13 years.
How many tours?
So 4. Career, lifer, what can I say?
Yeah. Well, I was embedded with the 103rd in Afghanistan, so...
I'll show you up in the mountains.
Yep.
So, hey, I'm not really supposed to be chit-chatting. It's kind of my job to keep watch out here, but nice to meet you. I'd love to catch up if you want to find me some other time.
Yeah, for sure. I'm Lee. You?
Lee. It's like, Kai. Nice to meet you.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright. I won't keep you. Appreciate it.
Yep. It kind of gives you, like, the kind of jovial salute,
yeah.
you know?
I'll give him the...
He kind of walks off. You walk in through the hermetically sealed door, walk in, the other door doesn't open until that one closes. You walk in, there is no one on the desk in the evening. The lights are kind of low. Still certainly on, there's still some music kind of playing in the background, but it's clearly the, you know...
I guess I'll look on what I'm sure is a screen of the campus map.
There is not a campus map in this area.
Oh, really?
And you get the sense that that's probably a security measure. You kind of know your way around at least, but this is sort of still the publicly facing area.
I'll continue to head... I mean, I've also seen the building as
Yeah, you know how to get anywhere.
It's gotta be over here.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'll just start kind of wandering. I think he also, he can't help it, but he's not necessarily going through locked doors, but, looking in rooms. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Crucible 3.
In fact, you look in on Crucible 3, and you kind of see a haggard old man there, wearing a jacket with patches on the elbows, and he's smoking. He's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, and he's on a computer, and he's like typing it but doing the hunting peck.
Man. Look. Hill.
He puts out the cigarette real quick and like covers something over it. Comes to the door and is like, yeah.
I mean, I pull out a pack of smokes. He was like, I was just seeing if I could get a light.
He's like, oh shit. He's like, alright, come in. Pulls out an old Zippo. Lights it up for you. There you go. New?
Crucible 7. Lee Bennett.
Grimes.
Oh, shit.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I gotta shake my own character.
Man. Oh, man.
Oh, does that sound familiar?
Yeah, I think it does. You know that he was an old detective.
Alright. Detective? John Grimes? Richmond?
Yeah. Reputation precedes me, I see.
It's a colorful record.
Yep. How about you, son? What's your story?
Journalist, for the most part.
Yeah, fuck me. Well, I guess you came to the right place, huh? That's where all the hot stories are.
Well, I guess I'd say you too. I think we share an interest.
Are you unclipping?
No.
Okay, sorry. Thought you were heading out.
She's just done.
Huh?
Just our pretend smoking. Guess we both are. Investigations of some variety.
Yeah. Certainly all strictly on behalf of the company.
Well.
Hey guys, thank you for that raid. Welcome. And yes, that is an original soundtrack done by our friend Andrew.
Hi.
Well, there's a lot of questions out there that the company hasn't asked me to look into yet, but I don't know if I can help myself.
There's probably a lot of questions this company doesn't want answered.
I mean, I'm gonna look around the room. That might be true, but we're gonna talk about it. Probably not in a high-tech building.
Yeah, that's true. I keep fucking forgetting. What? The old pipe.
Well, detective, can we switch to our pipe?
Yeah! Oh, he pulls his pipe out.
I suggest as gentlemen we continue this.
Indubitably.
It's so disgusting.
Oh man, I might. What you looking for?
He closes his laptop lid, and he's like, "You heard of a guy named Bishop?" What?
It's my street name.
What? Laptop lid, yeah. That's old laptop lid, just typing away over there. Took me a second. To me?
Oh my god.
Bishop, no?
Name keeps popping up. Some of the toughs. Seems people are hiring ghost muscle around here.
Yeah, we ran into that today.
Did ya?
Did.
Pigment trade.
That's what I thought. What do you know about Bishop? Anything?
He's what scares ghosts.
Well, I've only been on the job for a week and I've seen some shit that terrifies me.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier.
Bishop, huh? You rolling through public information requests?
Yeah, something like that. They found a couple. A couple bishops. Could fit the profile. Old gangbanger. Died 7 years ago. Uriah Bishop. Died in prison. The record seems like it was scrubbed.
Huh. Why would you scrub a dead gangbanger?
I'll tell you what. Only time I've ever come up against scrubbed records is because there was something they did not want to be found. But hey, you're probably right, huh? We should talk about this, not at Orpheus. He kind of unplugs the laptop and puts it in his bag. It's like, alright, well, nice to meet you, Lee.
You too. John Grimes.
Yeah. Shakes her hand, he's like, yeah, you can call me John. Puts his cigarette out, he's like, hide that in the trash can. Fucking Prater will bust my balls.
Yeah, we got Prater too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, alright.
Yep.
See you later.
I mean, I'll take that one last. Right, Bishop?
That's right. He walks out. You're left by yourself, and you hear a dog barking, like kind of echoing down, like.
It's a golden retriever.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we did share a bit. Yeah, we shared vitality when we shared
You did.
Saturday.
Yes, you
Dead
did.
Eyes, right?
He sent you vitality when you were. Yep.
Not that I necessarily have your memory, but I'm just thinking, like, sounds like a.
Sounds
Just
like
get that
Rory.
feeling.
Yeah.
Sounds like a golden retriever. Sweet one. You know, just as you're going, like, getting some of the same feeling of, like, being excited to see your dog.
Yeah.
And you round a corner, and you can see that she is partially manifested and looks like she's almost floating above the air, or above the ground, rather. Her hair is wavy, like she's in water, and a tennis ball is like boom, 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 down. And then you see Rhiannon utilizing her poltergeist technology capabilities, slings this silver bolt out, grabs the ball and slides it back, and Rory is like just bouncing and like hits the ground like ass in the air, tail wagging, and they're both having a good time laughing about it.
And we're also probably singing
Dave.
Yeah.
Satellite.
That's I don't even know what song that is.
I don't know any
It's
other
called
other
Satellite.
words.
Crash.
Oh, Into Me.
Is it called Satellite? It's not Softer Light? For real? I thought it was
I have no
Softer
idea.
Light this whole time. Is it Satellite or Softer Light?
Satellite, I think.
It's Satellite.
I mean, the
believe
name
you.
or the lyrics?
Satellite.
That makes way more sense.
Like,
I
if
thought it was
anyone
Is
like...
this a case of
If
you've
any-
misheard it for
Yeah,
years?
no, this entire time I thought it was like Softer Light, like you're in this spot where like the lights are turned low, and it's like,
Light.
and it's like it sounds the same.
I don't even know what this Dave song is. The only Dave song I know is Crash.
Wait, I actually don't know. You might be right. I have no idea.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
let's not fight about Dave
I'm
Matthews.
sorry.
All right, you're right. No, it's
This
definitely
was-
called Satellite.
This was just this was a thing that both of you said, and then I was like, oh wait.
Yeah, the word softer
Excuse
is
me?
not in the lyrics for Satellite.
Okay, well,
Awesome.
I hope some of you misheard that too, and I'm not the only dum-dum here.
Narrator, he was.
He was.
I don't even know that song.
Anyways, the two of you see him. Rory is barking and having a blast, and you guys are entertaining yourself away from Victor, bouncing a ball
with our
around.
special Lincoln.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just making the ball bounce around, and Victor is just like loving it.
Rory
Victor,
is.
Rory. Victor has come up here too. He's like, I'm gonna get that ball.
I'm pretty lonely. I'm willing to do whatever.
You guys trying to play fetch? Whatever. I'll play fetch.
You might mess up your mustache.
Yeah, you see them playing with Rory, and I'm gonna cut over to Coach. You, my friend, finally fall asleep.
And you sleep just fine.
Oh, good. Nothing
Poop your
happened.
pants!
And you
Nothing
wake
happens.
up and everything's fine. No, you don't. It's not.
Never is.
You're
That's all we had.
somewhere between sleep and waking. And you feel a strange sensation on your stomach at first. And then a little more. And it feels like piece by piece, weight is being added. And you're trying to shift. And you can't move. And you're not even sure if you're awake or asleep. And you're trying to rationalize it. And then you feel a trickling off the sides of your stomach, and it feels like small pebbles falling to the side. What?
Is a ghost sitting on his chest and peeing on him?
No. This is a horror game, everybody. And you're sitting, and you feel what feels like very small rocks pouring off until finally the weight is building up, and you can't move, and you see your covers lifting, and as it lifts, you can see rocks and dirt and stone pouring out, coming up on your chin. You start breathing, and it starts coming in your lungs, and you see a shadowy figure at the end of your bed, and it's reaching out, and you can see it silently screaming, and then you wake up.
Whoa, real scared.
Poor Tanner.
I think he would get his phone and text the four of them. Are you guys still awake?
You certainly feel your phone buzz. The two of you don't have your phones on you. You kind of can't. Oh, I guess you could here in your personal room, but I think right now you guys are... This is the moment you guys have kind of met.
Played with Rory.
Playing with Rory, but you feel your phone. Bing! In fact, it's probably on because you're that old man that doesn't even know to silence it. So you're like, boom,
No, I think he's...
some dumb.
45's not that old. I'm on a hinge here.
Anyways, your phone goes off.
Well, question.
Yep.
Do I feel panic?
Not necessarily. Not yet. I think the connection isn't quite that strong yet.
I'm fine with that, just wondering.
But you know what? I will say you feel a compulsion to check it. Like, oh shit, this is urgent.
Well, yeah, I'll be like...
Got the keyboard sounds on.
Is it a flip phone?
No.
Oh, he's definitely
Tanner
got,
has
like,
a flip phone.
Some sort of smartphone.
Are you Kurt?
I'll be like, yeah, man. At Orpheus.
On my way. And I think he just literally doesn't take anything with him. Just keys. Almost leaves his wallet. And just gets
shorts.
Yeah, like...
Love it.
Some Crocs.
You jump in the
Candle.
car.
Jesus sandals.
You jump in the car, speed over there, pull up at Orpheus. What do you guys do in the 10 minutes it takes him to get here?
Tanner's on his way.
We're still singing Dave Matthews Band, and then we're arguing over what the next lyric is.
Because we're actually not big Dave fans. We're
Yeah.
just
Right.
recalling.
Trying to remember it.
Then I will also choose to have Lee make the same question.
Wait, it's
John.
not.
You've got your hand, you've got your pipe, and crash into me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll crash into you too.
Well, if you don't want to stay at Orpheus, I certainly think you could both have wonderful careers in the entertainment business.
I did.
Just to point out, she is a banshee, stumbling, beautiful and ephemeral, stumbling through Dave Matthews lyrics. Crash into me! Hair flowing like she's in water.
Yes.
Were you just playing with your dog?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
I don't know.
Not for the Dave.
I thought I was driving home, but I wasn't really paying attention. And somehow I drove here.
You are home now, Lee.
We met somebody from Crucible 2 named Victor.
You'll like him.
He's got a great mustache.
You'll really like him.
Oh, which were, Phil and Jill? Jill and Bill?
3.
Jill and
Bill
Ted
and-
were also in 3.
Awesome.
There were
Three.
4.
Were they 4?
Yeah, we have
Oh,
4.
okay.
Alright, so we've met
I'm
2,
aware.
3, and 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, there you go.
Nice. Oh, well, that's not Jill and Ted's. Well, what's Victor like?
Flirty.
Yeah?
He's got a really nice mustache. He's projected as a 30-something, but he's older than that. And he just kept saying that he had this theory that the mean ghosts, which he called nasty fuckers, were corrupting the blips and the ghosts that were just, confused or looking for help and becoming evil.
Other nasty fuckers.
I think he sounded like he's been doing this a little bit too long, and he had
He really liked it, though.
a grasp on something he couldn't understand at all, but I don't know, he just rubbed me the wrong way, and usually I'm pretty good at reading people, and I don't want to see him around.
You know what? That's an interesting theory, though. My creepy lady. Second mommy.
She didn't
Not the mommy.
corrupt any other ghosts. She corrupted living people. That's completely different.
But she took that boy. Essentially hostage. Kept the your mom locked up.
We didn't tell him any of that.
Yeah, we still haven't told anyone anything. As far as they know, we're new kids on the block and don't know anything from anything.
I just don't know why I don't feel like I can trust any of the other crucibles yet. I only really want to talk to you guys.
And at the moment you say that, you see a disheveled Tanner, like clearly unshaven, hair a mess, kind of comes walking in, and you see them, and you immediately just heave a sigh of relief. Seeing them just brings you peace.
More unshaven than he already is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that Lee dads it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like.
And I will say, when he comes in, you all immediately get the full read of, like, he is not in a good place right now.
You know, he'll do the. Pal, you alright? Come on, sit down.
I think I would instinctively try to go over and subtly look for his respiration rate and see if he had a fever but I can't touch him, so I'd try to go and do it and be like, shit, I'm actually useless.
But you can see that he was clearly somewhat panicked.
Yeah.
He is breathing heavy and.
Yeah, he's pretty much almost hyperventilating at this point.
Your car's here, right?
Uh-huh.
I think it's time we hit Taco Bell.
I did put that new one in on Patterson.
Doctor's orders.
You want Taco
You
Bell?
could really use
She's
a
the
Baja
best.
Blast.
She's the best doctor.
Do you have any Dave we could play in the car for him?
I got the Busted Stuff album in my car. Bartender, Gray Street. Good hits.
We'll be taking your
Have you guys used your abilities outside of the workplace yet?
Which ones?
Yeah, all night. And, a rather unsettling thing at my ex-wife's house.
I told you about my aunt that died.
I forgot about that. I don't like it. Immediately I remember what you said, and I don't like it.
I only went home once, and I didn't really try it out because I didn't want to know.
Keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I made the mistake after day one. I lost a close friend not too long ago, and, his wife wanted to know. I keep seeing it, and I finally got some sleep tonight, and I think it was sleep, but all of a sudden, I just felt weight, and more weight, and it felt like I was being crushed under something, but there was nothing there. It was just darkness, and then it felt like rocks, and I was suffocating, and then I saw him again.
How did your friend pass away?
Yeah, we were hiking.
And there were rocks.
Yeah,
Do you think he's mad at you?
at myself.
But do you think he's
It was
mad
my
at you?
choice of the trail.
It's your best friend, you say, though, right?
Yeah. And he wanted to go on. He wanted to take Hurricane Ridge that day, but I told him we should take Hawksbill. And so we took Hawksbill, and a rock slide happened, and he was 10 feet in front of me, and just watched him go. Stained into my brain is just an image of his hand just going under the dirt. Now that's all I see every time I think of him. And he's manifesting, almost. I can see him with dead eyes.
Has he said anything?
My name. He screamed at me and reached for me, just like the day he died. Over and over.
I think we need to go to Taco Bell.
Talk while we drive, which we'll just do.
You're on the way.
Okay. Well, let's assume that, for lack of a better term, you're being haunted. by your deceased friend.
He seems mad.
I would be too. If I had listened to him that day, we'd both be fine.
You don't know that. You could have gotten eaten by a mountain lion on that other trail.
That's true.
No one knows what could happen.
Just
The
bad
conditions
luck.
were right for a rock slide on that trail.
But they
might have
weren't.
been-
That's the thing. It naturally should not have happened.
Okay. Let's take that piece too. Saying that there's no way there could have been a rock slide.
No way. In all my years of hiking and backpacking, nothing gave any indication of a landslide, any sort of natural shift in geography.
Did they recover his body?
No. It was too deep.
I guess I'll catch eyes with you from the rear view.
I wonder if he feels like he can't rest because no one's found him. I don't know if he's mad at you. Maybe he just wants his family to have closure. I don't know. I don't know him.
Well, he's your friend. Vengeful type.
Not really. He was incredibly mellow, you know. You know, some people, you know, they kind of bounce from real chill to real aggravated quick. And he was a flatliner if I ever did see one. Oh, that's a shitty term to use.
Yeah, don't use that one around me.
Okay, well, how far is the trail?
It's on the north side of Shenandoah, about 2.5, 3 hours.
It's a little late now. We have a work week. There's no reason we couldn't go there.
Dig up his body?
I'm not necessarily saying that. But you say that a rock slide happened that shouldn't have happened. You also have a body that's buried underneath there that I'm assuming they didn't pull out because they couldn't find.
Couldn't get to it. None of the equipment could get there. It's not exactly the easiest trail.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
legitimately shooting in the dark here. Maybe the connection's strongest there because that's where the life was ended. And at that moment you're being haunted. Or you just rule it out. I mean, just rule it out. I don't know. We don't have to do it. We don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. I don't know.
Well,
There could be answers there.
someday I'd like to find answers. Haley says she doesn't. She's trying to move on.
Who's Haley?
His wife. Well, his widow.
Got it.
It's his wife.
And kid.
Yeah, that's where 80% of my paycheck goes. The bank knows as soon as check from Orpheus comes in, it transfers to their account.
One day you've got to not
I can't.
feel so responsible for his death. I mean, accidents happen. I see it all the time.
Accidents may happen, but I had the...
For example, my first week on the floor at the ICU, it was in the neuro ICU. I had a woman come in who was 95 years old, and she fell down and she hit her head, and she woke up and walked out of there in 2 days. I had a 45-year-old real estate agent fall down some steps, hit her head, she bled out and died.
But I had the choice. I essentially chose to kill my best friend by choosing that trail that day.
You didn't choose that. You said one name over another.
And yeah, that's a pretty deterministic outlook. That
You can't blame yourself
you
every
can,
day.
actually, you can if you want to, and that can fuel you for a while. It'll work. It'll move you to greater heights real quick, but it'll eat you from the inside too.
And speaking of eating, we're going to take our first break as you all pull up to...
I'd like the
Taco
$5 box meals. Please!
We're going to take a quick break as the team eats Taco Bell, and we will pick up in the next morning at Orpheus. So, thanks y'all. We'll be right back.
You were legit.
Yeah, dude. Alright, with Taco Bell in their bellies, the crew returns to the Orpheus building, roughs it through the night.
What? Roughing it through the night. She's just eating Reese's.
Reese's in it through
You
the
guys,
night.
I'm so hungry. Go on. Go!
Alright. Anyways, you all are in your crucible room the next morning. About 8:30, Praetor walks in. He's like, hey, morning crew? You guys alright? Looks like you didn't sleep.
Well, No, we did. We're ready. We did stay here last night.
Yeah, no
Can't
problem.
sleep anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't referring to you two ephemeral ladies. I like your forms, by the way.
I like your form too.
It's like, thanks, appreciate that. I got a mission for you guys. It's yeah.
Do you deliver all of our missions?
I am your boss, so yes.
I didn't know if someone else did it sometimes, if you had like an assistant. It's only my third day.
We're ready for the mission.
I understand. St. Andrew's School for Boys, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Closed 6 weeks ago, after the fourth child died under suspicious circumstances. In about 3 years, these deaths, a little strange, naturally. Your job is going to be to go over, talk to Father Phillips, find out what you can, then head to the orphanage, which has now been shuttered for 6 weeks. See what's going on over there.
Got it.
What were the suspicious circumstances?
4 total deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Most recent one, 6 weeks ago. A young boy is found strangled in his bed sheets. Apparently tangled up in his sheets.
Were all of them like that?
Nope. Prior to that, about 7 months, the boy fell from the top of a stairs landing, top of the banister. Before that, about a year before that, the kid went running out in front of a car, hopped the fence, raced for the road. Security footage of that one. It's gruesome. Looks like he had intent.
How young are these boys?
Between 7 and 11. And the first one, 3 years ago, the boys drowned in a bathtub.
Okay, interesting.
Alone, any of these would seem plausible, but
That's
That
their
many.
thinking as well. Now, there are certain political ramifications. Officially, the Catholic Church has not contacted us. However, Father Phillips has found a wealthy benefactor footing this bill. Yeah.
my family's Catholic.
Alright, great, then you can talk the lingo.
The Catholic.
Other questions?
No, probably do a little digging here beforehand and head over.
Alright. Alright. You guys know my number. Call me if you need me. Puts a little manila folder on the table. Sorry to drop this one on you. It's a little heavy, I'm sorry. I tried to toss it to another crucible, but you guys are available.
That's why we're here.
We are paid for this.
Yeah, I mean, anything else in the dossier that
They-
he didn't kind of cover?
They mention a couple other people, and specifically why Orpheus was contacted. The benefactor is not named, the person actually paying for the job. You actually see, like, who the stakeholder is, and it's blank. You see that there's someone named Sister Mary Catherine, who apparently has seen things in the orphanage.
Sister Mary Catherine?
Yep, and another woman named Sister Sarah, who both worked the orphanage the entirety of the time there.
Does it say they're still employed there?
It doesn't specify, but you know the orphanage has been closed for 6 weeks, so you gather they've probably been shuffled around.
They would have been reassigned by the church.
Yeah, I think, we've got these names here. I think first and foremost, if,
Does it say where the other children went?
Yeah, in fact, you see that they were kind of spread around other orphanages in the area. Their names are not listed.
Oh, of course. The ones that died are, though.
The names are listed, yep. Jamie Heddish, Miles Osland, Rich Pollock, and Davis Haraway. You don't need to remember those if you don't want to. In that order, or order of recency. Jamie Heddish was the one that died 6 weeks ago.
Got it. Well, first and foremost, I think we look up more about the orphanage, but we've got Father Philip, Sister Mary Catherine, and Sister Sarah. We can look up the diocese directory.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the Globe put together a pretty grim...
I mean, it has their contact information. They're the ones you're kind of meant to...
Yeah, but just where they've been before.
I see what you're saying. They're kind of passed through there.
I mean, I'll do it in character. In theory, we know where they are now. We see where they were before.
Mm-hmm.
We can potentially check the area, see if something came up.
Mm-hmm.
Triangulate some sort of common ground.
I mean, this is how...
I mean, if these guys...
This is how they've caught the Catholic Church in a lot of other very clear bullshit.
There's also what we've run into a couple of times already is if these kids are acting severely out of character, are we to rule out something speaking from the realm of the non-living?
It's a good point, Tanner.
I mean, that was case A for us.
A ghost is compelling the boys to act dangerously.
It did it for Noah and Elijah.
I mean, if I died and I didn't go to heaven or hell or even potentially purgatory, I might be pretty mad at God.
Taking it out on little kids.
Could be the first boy came back for the second boy, and they came back for the third boy.
Ooh, that's even grimmer. Yeah, I mean, if we gotta knock the mommy looking for another child. Some ghost kids looking for ghost playmates. It's pretty fucked. It's pretty shitty.
I don't like it at all, man.
There's also a lot of other reasons that little boys could put themselves in dangerous situations. They're little boys.
Their minds are easily told what to do and what not to do. So.
Well, their minds are also don't understand consequences of their actions long term. You know, a boy could jump a fence and be hit by a car because he was chasing a ball or because he saw an animal. You
Still
know?
got quite a couple scars from my childhood from exactly like that, in fact.
Children have night terrors and they thrash in their sleep and could easily strangle themselves in their sheets. That's why pajamas don't have ties on them.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that was why we didn't have ties on the pajamas.
Yes, it's because you could strangle yourself if you're a child.
Or your best friend could.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Let's do a little research quickly and then we'll just contact these people. Any other thoughts before we start looking?
I'd rather not think too hard about it before we start digging.
Not like the boys have families you can contact.
Yeah, that sucks, but...
Yeah, we will have a hard time getting a sense for who they were.
I'm sure had friends though.
But we don't know where the friends went.
They're minors, they can't be listed in the report.
Well, I'd say it's pretty clear. I mean, these kids didn't have anybody looking out for them, so now all they got is us.
I think we should start with the sisters. They probably have the most contact with the children.
Okay. Alright. I mean, yeah. So, I'd like to do a quick search.
Okay. You don't find anything that looks suspicious, I'll say that, or no connection between them all.
Gotcha.
You do see that Sister Mary Catherine has been at the orphanage for about 5.5 years, so, it'd be hard to draw a correlation between that and the first death. Sister Sarah has been there for like 13 years. Father Phillips kind of runs a local diocese, and he doesn't necessarily oversee the daily operations. It's his responsibility among many. So he's not necessarily ever on site. But you see him, he has a similar career path. He's been in Chicago for a couple of years, and then he kind of got shifted around.
Were there teachers at the...
There were, yep. There were other sisters.
Okay.
Many sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They were all nuns that were working. They were no,
yeah, I think all nuns.
Okay.
Or, if not nuns, volunteers through the church.
Okay.
So.
Sisters and nurses.
Yeah.
Nice. Where to, fam?
I guess we
To St. Andrews?
What,
I can drive this time. You drove last night.
None of the little boys that had died would have come through my hospital. I wouldn't have been familiar with
I
the
don't
deaths.
think so, no.
heading there.
Heading to the orphanage. The sisters are not there.
Oh, got it.
It is boarded up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. Yep.
They would be at, we'll say they're at St. Andrew's Church.
Okay. Yep. I mean, I'll give Sister Mary Catherine a call while he's driving.
Okay.
Just to let her know that we're going.
Yep, you ring it, yeah. She understands, she says she'll be waiting for you.
Got it.
You get to the church, no problem. It's a Tuesday, so it's not hugely populated or anything. And as you're walking up, the door opens and she's there in her habit. Sister Mary Catherine, fairly young, maybe 29. Pretty nondescript, hard to tell with a nun habit anyway, but nothing out of the blue jumps out at you about her. She sees you all, she's like, "Thank you all for coming. Please come in. She kind of closes the big, heavy wooden door behind you, and you can see people kind of going about their business, look into the main hall, and she pulls you into kind of a side little office almost. Doesn't look like it's her office, she looks uncomfortable there as well. She sits down and unfolds 2 folding chairs to add in addition to the 2 sort of already kind of comfortable chairs there. And she says, "Interesting times, the work that you all do."
Indeed it is.
It's something, that's for sure.
Does it rattle you?
She says, "I have full faith, but many people's faith has been shaken. If you ask me, I believe that perhaps we are nearing an end game."
As in the end is nigh.
I suppose so. We've known to expect it.
I suppose there's plenty of debates we could have on that. In any case, we understand out the start with facts, the start to the real world. 4 deaths in less than 4 years.
That's right. Horrible tragedies.
I would absolutely say so.
You knew the boys, some of them.
I knew them all, in fact, fairly well. All 4 of them were runs for the litter, I suppose. Bit outcast, bit different from the other boys. Picked on, somewhat. The other sisters and I did our best to look out for them, but boys form cliques. That's what they do.
The boy that died the most recently,
Jamie.
He was strangled in his bed sheets.
That's right.
Did he have a history of nightmares?
All the boys there did. But
They talk to you about them?
sometimes these boys have experienced a lot of trauma in their life.
Sure.
Wasn't
Because of their trauma that they had experienced, were they offered any kind of counseling services?
we offered counseling through the church. Nothing out of the ordinary for these boys. Nightmares, to be sure.
Say what they were about.
Any number of things. Mostly about finding homes. The lack thereof.
Did these boys know each other?
They all knew each other fairly well. We have 2 dormitories, each with 20, so 40 boys in total.
Were they all from the same dormitory that died?
That's a good question. I don't believe so. But I would have to check on that. I don't know the answer to that. But
These 4 boys knew each other, but they weren't friends with each other because they were all outcasts.
Jamie did not know Davis. He came after his time. The other 3 certainly knew each other. Davis was the first.
Yeah.
And what was his cause of death again?
He drowned in a bathtub.
Bathtub. Do the boys take baths alone?
They do. They're old enough. He was 11.
Do you know how to swim?
I believe he did.
Did he have an exam after he died?
I don't know the answer to that. The coroner certainly came. I don't know beyond that. It would not have been my domain.
Just be curious if he hit his head and that's caused him to drown, or you don't just drown for no reason in 6 inches of water.
To my knowledge, when Sister Sarah found him, there were no other distinguishing marks or age.
Well, let's move on to the next point.
Rich.
Rich ran out.
Yes.
Some say deliberately in front of the car.
I think
you
it
say
would be
that?
difficult to infer that. I think he was in a state of exuberance that day. Boys let him play with him. Deliberate or not, he ran out in front of a car. The car couldn't stop fast enough. Hopped a fence, chasing a ball, you see. They knew they weren't supposed to, but he was
A young boy.
precisely.
Okay. So deliberate, but not necessarily malicious intent. And then one that fell from the top of a banister.
That's right. No witnesses. None of the other boys saw it. He was just found crumpled.
We say fell. Would you think it would go too far to not say jump? You knew these boys. They spoke to you and to other counselors.
To be honest with you, no, I don't think so. I don't think these boys had the capacity for that kind of thinking.
Could he have been pushed?
I couldn't say. That would be mere speculation.
That speculation is just fine. I mean, we are investigating.
I won't speculate on that. The facts are he was found, and it broke my heart.
Okay. Is Sister Sarah around here as well?
She is, and she's expecting you. She is a little more colorful about events.
Colorful.
She spoke for years about strange things in the orphanage, feeling a presence here and there. I told her it was a spooky old building, over 100 years old, you see.
Most Catholic buildings are quite old.
You've never seen anything out of the ordinary? Would you say that you've experienced anything? Maybe something that you felt a malevolence? Maybe you felt the touch of God?
When you say that, she touches her lip and her hand shakes a little bit. Puts it down. She's like, I ascribe any strange sightings to... I don't know. Nothing worth talking about, I don't think.
Well, I suppose a question here that nothing strange, but would you say all of this is determined, correct? Everything that's happening. That's what's written. God's got it planned out.
Are we here to debate theology?
No, I just want to know your frame of mind. So if this is either God's plan or the devil, evil, malevolence, has stepped in to disrupt that.
I believe that's a possibility, yes.
But you don't feel that it comes close enough to mention, necessarily.
To be honest, I just don't know how I feel about it. And I certainly don't want to be seen as... insane.
I guess we can go talk to Sister Sarah now. Leanna, you got anything for her? Alright, I guess we'll thank you for your time.
Thank you, Sister Mary Catherine.
Thank you. She stands up, closes the door, slight shake to her hand. You all see, already waiting for you. Oh, I said she was 29. Never mind. Yeah, whatever. We'll be good.
You're swapping them?
Yeah, I think I swapped them, but it doesn't matter. So Sister Sarah comes out, and she is more like in her 50s. But she has a lot of lines that look like she spent a lot of time smiling. She just has that face that looks like it has done more smiling than anything else.
Like mine.
Yeah, just like yours. And she sees you all, and she's like, hello, please. We can talk over here in the garden if that's okay with you. I was just in the middle, and she looks a little bit dirty, and she's holding some shears.
It's fine.
That sounds good. I'd like pop on dead eyes now that we're walking through.
You do, and you see a couple of ghosts, but they're just going about their business. Looks like they're here. I mean, you see some
lighting
praying.
Candles.
Yeah, exactly. Some are just going through the motions. Seem like they're here for a sense of peace. She comes out and like, goes back to pruning a bush. She's like, I'm glad you're here. I tried to tell the rest of them. I've been at that orphanage for 11 years. And at least in the last handful, maybe half decade, I have felt things there that gave me pause. And I swear I've seen things. I know I shouldn't speculate on such things, but...
Like what things?
I swear that 2 nights before they found that sweet boy strangled in his bed sheets, I saw a shadow hovering above his bed. I thought it was a trick of the light, and I so wish I had intervened or said something, but the truth is, I was taken by fear.
A shadow.
A rain cloud. Maybe.
Did that boy have a history of nightmares?
Oh, they all did. Yes.
That's what Sister Mary Catherine said.
Not abnormal, though. I've been in various orphanages for years. It's really not abnormal.
No, it wouldn't be. Did the boys have someone to talk to, other than the sisters, about?
Yes, we had counselors, yes.
Have any of them mentioned anything about the boys seeing unusual things or dreaming things that would be out of the realm of what any traumatized child would dream about?
If those things were shared with the counselor, they weren't shared with me.
The counselors don't share their discussions with you?
They do. That specific information is learned. But I felt a presence in the cellar where the washing takes place, much of the storage. I felt it growing. I was more and more fearful every time I went down. Until just before Jamie I saw eyes shining in the darkness, receding, and I knew something was looking at me hungrily. I felt it,
Look like the eyes of a human, or
like an animal.
did the boys ever tell stories about an animal around? Was it a thing that they shared, like a ghost story? What did the boys use to scare each other with?
All of the ghost stories you could think of.
Is there a
Come
common
to
one?
think of it, I do remember them talking about the Prowler, who would stalk the halls of the orphanage. We, of course, assumed it was just boys trying to scare each other.
It could have been.
Could have been.
Any familiar traits of the Prowler that were told each time?
A clicking when he walked. Shining eyes. You see, I thought maybe I was simply manifesting my own fear at the boys' silly stories. A heavy walk. They said you could hear him breathing.
And in the cellar of the orphanage, correct?
Yes.
Like a nest.
And you said you felt this malevolence for some time, half-decade?
At least 5, 6 years, perhaps? Maybe more?
The boy before Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
The boy that ran into traffic.
No. That was the boy.
The
That
second.
was the second boy who ran
This
into
is the
traffic.
one that fell from the stairs.
Yes.
Tell us about him. What was he like?
Oh, what's to say? Miles, he was the youngest of them. Bit of an outcast, they all were, in their way. Not terribly athletic, asthmatic.
Asthmatic.
Sweet boy.
Could it have been possible that he fell from an asthma attack, or
I don't know.
no one would know?
I couldn't answer that. I'm not sure I'd be capable of it.
Did you tell anybody about this malevolence? Father Phillips? Anybody else?
I tried to confide in Sister Mary Catherine, but she would hear nothing of it. I think, in fairness, she is coming to grips with the news. This is shaking our faiths to the foundation, as you can understand.
She's quite young for a sister. Is this her first?
Second assignment, I believe. She came to us 6.5 years ago.
Boy that drowned in the bathtub. Do you know anything about him?
No more than the other boys. Traumatic childhood, bit of an outcast.
Well, guess we'll head and check out the cellar. But
Seems to be a good
since you
place
have
to
the
start.
most seniority here, Sister Sarah, I don't mind telling you that if we find something fishy has to do with the church, we won't hesitate in speaking about it.
She kind of closes her eyes a little bit. She's like, I've dedicated my life to helping wayward souls. You'll find nothing of that sort here.
Well, got a couple outcast kids who had nobody else to turn to, and those are frequently prey of other things that want power.
I understand.
So, yeah. Just want to give you a heads up now that 4 dead kids, and yeah, we're looking at the people who took care of them. And frankly didn't, in this case.
Thank you, that will be all.
But it might not be. I'm walking out. I think Lee's pissed. I think Lee's absolutely pissed. And not even really hesitating to show it.
Love it.
Oh man.
You can tell that you're a reporter and I'm not, because I was trying to be like, he didn't talk to anyone.
All right, where to, fam? Do the rest of you storm out with Lee? I mean, she looks kind of shocked. Like,
I'm relieved that Lee stormed out because I feel like it was building in me, but I was just too nice to be like, y'all let them down.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We'll see you later. Head back to the car.
I think I'm already trying to project in the car. I think in that whatever time there was, I think I went in the back seat and tried to focus and
I was
manifest.
not manifested.
Okay, yeah, you were just...
Floating.
So, actually, let's go ahead and catch up on vitality. You need to knock 2 vitality off it, because you had to be fully manifested. Or actually, I think it's 3 to be fully manifested.
Mm-hmm.
If you were part of that, you gotta be fully manifested.
I have our...
There's one under the rude
And
bone.
you
Do I
each
get
will-
vitality back at the end of the game?
You get 1 back per 8 hours of rest. So we sort of were wishy-washy with where you were yesterday and all, but just take 3 off now and we'll start keeping closer track of time.
I only spent 1 last time, so I'm fine.
You were manifested to go to Taco Bell and all. But don't worry about it.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
I'll just take one.
Spend it.
I got a theory, guys. Everything about what Sister Sarah said sounds like some sort of big cat or wolf or something. 6 years to reach maturity, prowls, looks for the weak, cuts them off. The only one that doesn't make sense is the first one, Davis, who drowned.
In the bathtub.
But the rest of them, running from something, jumping to escape something, strangled in the night.
Strangled. Probably out of fear. He hung himself up in his sheets.
I mean, I think wolf or not. I mean,
Lamp-like eyes, clicking when it walks.
all of these were a means of escape.
I don't see how the bathtub fits in it, except for he could have just drowned of fright.
Couldn't go anywhere.
Any one of these could be disconnected, in fact.
But
Have we come across spirit animals yet?
partial.
I mean, we have seen some
You
different
have,
animals,
yeah. There's not many.
No.
And that'd be like animals that were well loved, like dogs and cats. You don't really see squirrel ghosts.
Yeah.
It's more like they almost psychic connections with humans seems to make them more powerful. That's your very quick supposition.
Okay.
Mostly pets.
Mm-hmm. It would make sense. No.
I mean, the kid's description of the monster in their story sounds almost like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Eyes peering out of the darkness. But
If we go to this house and find Gollum, I'm quitting this job.
Kids often find a way. Trying to explain their traumas.
Yeah.
And trust me, I would love nothing more than if we get down there and there's a freaky monster that we gotta fumigate. I would absolutely leave here completely satisfied.
yeah, I could use a little de-stressing fumigation of a freaky monster.
Let's go.
And you all arrive at the orphanage. And as you do, building looks, it's old. It's mostly stone. It's brick. Looks okay in the real world. However, its psychic imprint within the spirit world looks dilapidated and shabby and dark. The inside is almost pitch black.
I'm gonna meditate and manifest now.
Got it? Yep. You project. Not
Yes.
manifest.
Project. Yeah, sorry, I thought we
Good.
were... I would have waited until we got there. I thought we
No
were in... It was like a campus
No
or
problem.
something.
You're all in spirit form
Got
now, and nobody is manifested.
Uh-huh.
That is the state.
Yep.
That's where we're at. Look at this shit.
This is some shit. I've driven by here a lot of times.
It's been abandoned for, what, 6 weeks now?
6 weeks.
Seems like more than 6 weeks of unkempt, uncaring, underfunded.
I don't know what matters with the residents. I mean, could be something equal. It could just be the amount of people carrying trauma in the place.
Yeah.
Don't know. Still don't know how it all works.
I don't think it follows the laws of our reality.
It's gotta have some laws, though. That's what I want to know.
Alright, I want to go up and just, like, haunt on through the door.
Okay. Actually, as you approach on the front step,
Yeah, what happens?
you hear and the door clicks open.
No.
Anybody pushing it open, or just? I mean, it's
I don't wanna play
it's open
anymore.
so.
Yep.
All right.
Inside, bathed in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Meat,
That's good. That's fine.
meato burrito.
You can basically see through the gloom, but it's extremely dark.
Would lights help?
Perhaps.
Sorry.
I try and...
Do dead eyes allow us to see anything in there?
You don't need a dead eyes right now because you're projected.
Oh,
so
right.
You don't see anything. Other than the house itself is just dilapidated. Like, inside, you can sort of see both. Like, you have the brain capacity to process both. Actually, you're not using dead eyes, so you don't really see the real world version much at all right now. But you can almost see, like, wallpapers peeling in the spirit world.
Mm-hmm.
But in the human world, it's just like it's not. It's just everything looks way shabbier. Like an awful, like, dark mirror reflection of it. What were you saying, Raven? You were going to ask something, I think. Okay. Alright, what do you guys want to do?
When we project, we had like a couple of things that meant something to us, right? I believe I said I had like a mostly empty backpack
Ish, yeah.
with a compass.
I'm flexible on what
Yeah.
you got.
You can take out like that compass, just out of habit, a new territory, just kind of orient himself, look at his compass.
Alright, I think the compass spins for a second, and then it sort of turns in a direction, not north.
So if we are manifested as our best selves and we have, like,
Yeah,
the gear that we would have had.
within reason. Yep.
Okay. Like, if we all have, like, 5 things that we would always have on us.
Maybe like 3 things. you
3
have
things.
on you.
One of the things that I definitely would have had is a pen light to, like, check people's.
That's fair. Yeah. That makes sense.
So I would take out my pen light, and it's like this. It does not give off good light.
Yeah.
It is for looking in an eyeball.
But you see it piercing the gloom just a little bit, a couple of feet ahead of you, and you just see the wood floor peeling and caked. You know, the wallpaper around you crumbling. Dust in the air, motes of dust reflecting the light back at you.
Well, gang, one way to find out where the Prowler is.
And yeah, you hold your compass and it spins and then points.
Seems as good of a direction as any to follow.
Can I try to spend 0 vitality and flick on the light switch with my altar sculpture?
100%. Yeah, you see the silver thread reach out and it hits the light switch. And the lights come on, and it does help with the gloom a little bit. It's still like, it's almost like you can see the light and there's like inky water around it. It'd be like a light somewhere deep in the ocean, rather than a light in a house.
Like an
It does
anglerfish.
provide some light, though.
So there's like some kind of mustiness almost around this place.
There is definitely some mustiness.
No, that's just you.
Old Dusty Musty.
Oh, Coach Musty.
All right. I mean, following you, Tanner. Good
Tanner
job with the lights.
would take a step forward.
And the wood just creaks underneath you.
You've been waiting to make that sound this whole time.
Perfect. And you follow, and as you go down the hallway, it guides you. You turn a corner, you look into a parlor, like a sitting room. You can see that there are pictures drawn by kids on the walls, and they're just faded and crumbling, and the paper is turned yellow, folding inwards.
There's pictures drawn by kids.
Mhm.
Any pictures of any kind of beasts?
Good question.
Because you know how kids, like,
Mhm.
draw their
Draw
trauma.
All
You
their weird shit.
You scan the room,
Mhm.
looking at pictures, and your eyes fall upon one,
Mhm.
where you see what almost looks like a satyr. It's got, like, kind of standing funny, and it's this face sort of looking up. It's got this weird red, like, oversized smile, and ram horns that curl back around. Doesn't necessarily look malicious on its own, but you pause, and as you look at it, its eyes light up just a little bit. Only you see the eyes light up. In fact, the rest of you don't see the painting at all, or the drawing.
I would get whoever's near me. Can't tap them. Well, no, I am. I manifested. Or I'm-
Well, we're all projected.
Oh,
So.
Yeah.
I think now you
Yeah,
slightly
you're fine.
can.
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
okay.
yep.
So I would get the attention and say, look at this drawing. Whatever kid did this.
The rest of you don't see the eyes glowing, and when you look back, the eyes are not glowing.
I would mention it.
That makes sense from the clacks, the hooves.
Not quite what I thought, but
Don't know what I thought.
demonic Narnia is something else.
Yeah, I mean, satyrs are a bit of the Pied Pipers if you follow ancient myth.
Well, isn't that a plausible explanation for what just happened here? Listen to the Pied Piper.
You hear a small voice. Hello? From somewhere down below.
Oh, what's a satyr?
It's like a
Small Mr. Tumnus.
Mr. Tumnus from Chronicles of Narnia is a satyr.
Okay.
Usually
So,
fawn legs.
Handsome ass James McAvoy on the top, ram legs on the bottom.
You're asking in character.
Here you
right?
go.
Okay, oh.
Wait, were you asking us real, Lydia?
Yeah, I don't know what a satyr is.
Woo!
Well, that's a bit of a freakier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I didn't know if there was like a myth
It's
about
almost like
satyrs
that's
I
the one that
didn't-
you were imagining yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was like
Actually,
a...
this is the one I was imagining.
I had Mr. Tumnus in my head, but
Stop!
I didn't know if there was like some sort of myth around them that I just don't know.
He's got a special way.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Fey
don't know
Pied
it, your
Pipers.
character could probably reasonably doesn't know it. Trying to do a horror thing here.
Fuck it. We'll do it. I'll be like, if you ask that, I'm like, actually, funny enough, there's a satyr in the story of Orpheus and Eurydice.
What?
classically studied, man.
Like, Orpheus loves Eurydice. She's a nymph. She's running through the woods. The satyr, they are playful, but they only give in to passions. Chased her down. Was trying to have sex with her. She tripped on a root. She died. That's a satyr. Satyr felt complete sorrow afterwards, but they're creatures of full impulse. However, mythological creatures versus whatever is in here, I don't think are the same.
I don't know. Impulse. All of these deaths sound fairly impulsive. Especially the one they got on video.
It seems like all of them were driven by fright, if I had to guess, but
You guys just standing in the entranceway? What are you doing?
Yeah, oh, I forgot the was it a kid's voice that called out?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, shit. I'll call back. Hey, buddy. Hey, pal.
You hear, I'm down here, can you help me?
Like, are you down in the cellar?
Mm-hmm.
What's your name?
Jamie?
Jamie, how old are you?
I don't know. Can you help?
Jamie, what's your favorite game to play?
Hide and seek.
Oh, is it?
Come find me.
Knew it. I knew it. Fucking look at this. Look at this.
Sick bastard.
Jamie, what's your last name?
No response.
Mm-mm.
he probably doesn't know his last name.
Well,
Probably isn't a real Jamie.
ladies and gentlemen, I think we have one more case of an ill spirit using the child to get to us.
I believe that too. But I just... in the event that there's just some traumatized, freaky ghost kid down there who's not a monster,
Oh,
I
we
also
have
think
to
we
check
owe
it out. We owe it to Jamie, Miles, Rich, and Davis to check it out at the very least.
To Jamie, who wants to play hide and seek.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's probably something freaky,
What did
creepy.
What did Victor call them?
Freaky ass motherfuckers. I don't remember.
What did he?
Nasty fuckers.
Yeah, nasty fucker.
Nasty fucker. Alright, let's assume it's a nasty fucker. I'm just...
On the Victor scale of fuckers,
On the Victor scale.
he's all the way up at nasty.
Not the Richter scale. The Victor scale.
The Victor scale of nastiness.
Alright, well... let's play hide and seek.
And in fact, as you near the door to the cellar, the compass is pointing at it.
I'm gonna spend a vitality to become the door.
Okay, you do.
Do I
You become the
see
cellar door.
anything on the other side of the cellar door?
Yes, you see stairs and darkness.
I would open myself, I guess.
The door opens before you all.
I guess then would it take another to unbecome the door?
I don't think so.
Alright, so just dive back out of the door, I guess.
Yeah, you just step out of it.
Well, it's better than opening the door to Jamie. I saw he wasn't on the other side. And
Well then, good job, show off.
Alright, let's keep heading down. We'll find whatever.
Every step on the stairs. Down into the darkness. And you find yourself in a fairly large brick cellar. You can see an industrial washer and an industrial dryer. You see 2 posts set up for clothespins, and then you just see tons of storage. There's tons of bikes hanging from the ceiling, and like a couple of big crates that look like they're probably like industrial grade, like bed frames and bedding and stuff like that. And you see a little face pop up from behind one. Just a little boy, cute but pale. Shh. You don't want the other boys to hear you.
You know what? I'm gonna spend the vitality to have the wisp light start going.
It's like, okay, shh. And he looks around. He's like, you gotta watch out for the Prowler. Okay, we'll watch. Kinda peeks around the crate, takes a couple steps towards you, and he kind of stops and looks up behind you all. And you look down for a moment and see tendrils of darkness spreading. And you turn, and at about 8 feet high in another corner, you see these bright eyes light up. Just eyes, and they kind of move for a second, and you hear a low growl. And a face just sort of becomes visible in the darkness, slightly illuminated. You see these black, drawn-back lips, sharp teeth, and you can see shiny horns about 8 feet off the ground. It's like, and the boys is like, leave me alone!
I would touch the boy and kind of talk to him, and I would use my banshee thing to soothe him.
Okay, what do you say?
I would sing a lullaby.
Okay. She starts singing a lullaby, and the darkness quickly recedes. His face disappears into the darkness. You see bright, burning eyes that then fade, and you see tendrils of darkness swirl up into a vent in the floor. And then you hear disappearing up some stairs upstairs. And he's like, thank you. I have to play hide and seek with him all day.
What happens if he finds you?
They hurt me.
How?
They.
The other boys.
They're always looking. Sometimes they find me and they pinch me and hurt me and call me names.
They always, when you knew them other times, were they always this mean to you?
I didn't know all of them.
But some of them.
Not these boys. They look different too.
How do they look?
Like monsters.
Oh.
But they still have their own voices. They still sound like them. They don't really want to play. They just pretend. So they can get me.
Is he dead?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's dead.
Jamie, we're gonna get rid of the Prowler. Okay?
Okay.
And if we can get the other boys out of here, we're gonna do that too. Or maybe we'll just talk to them, so that they're not bad anymore. But if not, that's okay, because we're gonna come back and then we're gonna get you out of here. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. Now, I want you to find your best hiding place.
Uh-huh. I got it.
Okay. We'll come let you know when it's okay.
Why don't you?
It's like, okay. And he whispers to you, he's like, behind the dryer.
I think Tanner would look at his compass again. Is it pointing at Jamie?
It is not seeming to be pointing in any direction now. It's just kind of floating.
Listlessly.
Actually, no. You know what? Retcon that. Yeah, it's pointing at Jamie. I like that.
Alright. That's helpful. Points at ghosts. Not north. Ghosts. That's fine. Prowler. Does the Prowler get mad, Jamie?
It's like, I don't think he's ever happy.
Does he get more mad than usual? What makes it mad?
Running and hiding.
It doesn't like to run.
It doesn't like when I run.
It doesn't like when you hide. Has it ever caught you before?
One time.
What happened?
I don't remember.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's all we need.
Alright, Jamie. Well, now Rhiannon knows where you're gonna hide, but now we're gonna go. Well, frankly, we're gonna go find the Prowler, because now they're hiding and we're seeking.
Be careful, though. He's nasty.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Alright, let's do some
He
seeking,
saunters
guys.
off, and you see him watching. Scampers behind the dryer.
Can I interject here for a second? Isabel just texted me and said, Mom, can you come up here? And I went in and she's like, Mom, I heard knocking and someone say, can you come in here? And I was like, she heard you banging on the table and then like whisper talking and she heard it. And I was like,
She's spooked out.
like her telling me about it spooked me. She's like, I heard someone whispering. Knocking, and I was like,
We have now spooked the kid.
it's okay.
Nice. I remember one time she just looked at me and was like, Mommy's a shadow. And I was like, okay. Okay.
Oh my god. I heard, and it's in 105. I heard knocking and I heard someone say, can you find me?
You Orpheus your own kid.
I know, I feel so terrible.
Oh my god, no. And then she Orpheused me through that.
Orpheus transference. Right.
Alright, well. I I guess upstairs is the best place to look.
Let's light this thing up.
How about it?
Rhiannon, I want you, once we find it, to just wreck this whole place.
Are there cables for hanging wash at all?
Down here, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can I take one of them down?
Yeah.
Take it.
You'll have to manifest to do that.
Oh, that's true.
A lot of vitality you're spending.
That is a lot of vitality. We'll hold off on that.
Okay. Where to, fam?
Back to the steps.
As you head up the steps, the darkness almost parts in your path. Doorways are still darkened, but before you it's almost like guiding you. You see it open up the steps. You head up a second flight of steps after a landing. Pass a moment on the ground. Chill base of the landing. Continue up the steps and you see a large double French door. And as you look, and it opens.
Almost like it wants us to find it.
And what you see beyond that room is a long, essentially dorm. And you see 10 beds on either side of the wall. And they disappear in darkness. You don't actually see the end of the room. And then 2 points of light in the darkness at the end of the room. And you hear that breathing again.
Miles, Davis, and what was the other one? Not Jamie, I mean.
Miles, Davis, and Rich.
Miles, Davis, Rich. Didn't do anything.
A voice from the darkness. They're mine now. Children, we have guests. Arise. And at the back of the room, 3 of the beds. You see the blankets shift for a second. And then each one begins to lift. As if a small person were standing up through the middle of it.
Trying to blow this fucking candy, right?
And they stop, 3 of them standing, and they all sway a little bit. Blanket over them just barely comes to their ankles. And now, standing on these filthy mattresses, you see these twisted-looking ankles, just filthy, slightly rotten. They sort of quiver and take a step forward.
These aren't children anymore.
I will rend your souls. Add you to my force. For the coming reaping.
That's fine.
Alright. You're not gonna have the chance. We're gonna light you up.
A face pushes out of the darkness, bestial, massive teeth. Huge step as a hoof punches the ground. The ground reverberates a little bit. He raises a hand, and all of their arms raise up under the sheets. You can now see more of their little legs exposed. I think it's time to roll initiative, everybody.
I don't have any dice.
I don't know how to roll.
My head
You
just
roll a
failed me.
d10, and you add your wits and dexterity.
Ooh. Pretty high.
Samesies. Probably
Just
not as high
one
as
die.
Yep.
No, you might have.
Wait, what?
14.
I also got 14.
Oh, I add my wits.
Yeah, it's
and
the only
dex.
time we do it like that.
14, Michael, 14.
All right, here we go. Rhiannon, what you got?
14.
Okay.
Oh, I also got 14.
Same.
Did ya? Okay, well, I'll let you guys decide who wants to go first then. Lydia, what'd you get?
Got a 13.
Okay, well, it's you guys. It's you 3. Pick
It's
now what
yous
the order
guys.
is.
You guys.
I'll go third.
You go
And Lynn.
third. Well, you go first then, buddy.
Cool. We're gonna tap into some spite.
Okay, do it.
We are going to.
Spite.
We're gonna tap into the spike to pull the stain the hawk speak out.
Okay.
And, as this hawk speak kind of manifests itself.
So real quick, the way you tap spite, you roll 2 dice, because that's your spite rating. If either of those comes up a 7 or higher, you take a point of spite.
Ooh.
Okay, you take a point of spite.
And I think he starts kind of using like trail hand signals to try and communicate with people because he can't talk anymore.
I don't think they're following at all.
Yep, nope, none at all. And then, how far would you say the hall is?
It's probably a good 40 feet down.
40 feet. I think he'd start briskly walking about 15 feet up.
Okay. You get about 15 feet up here. Look, we can even do this. I'll just sketch a very quick and simple map. This is about the size of it.
Mm-hmm.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We're going to go about there. So a little longer than I said.
Cool.
And this is the darkness area.
Yep.
You guys are here. Coach is there. You guys are like right there. All right, who's next?
Oh, I guess that's me. Yeah, I'm also think I'm gonna go for trying to do a dagger tongue here. I think it's gonna be moved by a little spite though, man.
I like it.
Oh, he doesn't like it, man.
It'll be 1 point of spite, sir.
Okay, and so I still have this this Prowler, still definitely a viable target.
Yeah,
for me.
40 feet away.
All right. I'm gonna make. I guess I'll move up to. I don't remember what the range is, but I got the dagger tongue, so I can do a brawling attack at range.
It's a brawl. Yep,
Yep.
got it. Go ahead and do it. It will attempt to dodge.
+1 lethal damage. So brawl. Oh, I got nothing. So it's just strength. And then, does the +1 lethal damage, that's just a static?
That's on
+1?
Yeah, so lethal is whatever you roll, +1 damage.
Gotcha. So I rolled 2 successes.
Okay, he also rolled 2 successes, so you lash out, and that spins like half of his turn. He kind of blocks it, and kind of stomps around. Doesn't seem to affect him, though.
Okay. Alright, well, I mean, that's me.
Okay, that would be Rhiannon.
I don't know how to do it, but I want to use it.
Alright, so basically, you make a strength level and dexterity level equal to how much vitality you spend.
Okay.
So the first point gives you 1 and 1. Each point thereafter adds 1 to one of those
I'm
stats.
still really confused, but I'm sure you can talk me through whatever I want to do.
So look at it like this. If you remember, just like your strength dots, see, you're super weak. If you were to punch someone, you'd want to be stronger, right? Whereas if you wanted to throw something, you'd want to have more dex. Just like D&D, strength is hitting, dex is throwing. So, in this case, what do you want to try to do?
I don't even know if I'll be able to do it. My stats don't match up.
Those stats have nothing to do with you using
A horror?
your horror.
Oh, okay.
Because your horror, you pump however many strength or dex you want into your helter-skelter.
What I want to do is I want to... She's going to start singing Chandelier by Sia, and she wants to rip the light off the ceiling and drop it over his head.
Okay, cool. You can totally do that. You reach up and drop it down. So, you start by manifesting Helter Skelter. It lasts for 10 turns, and you decide how much strength and dex you want to have in it right now. 1 dot, look at it like this. Strength, dex. These are your new dots for those stats for this. This is 1 vitality right here. Strength, dex. Now you decide what you want those stats to be by burning more and more vitality.
Do I have to roll on each of these things?
No. If you want to throw a thing, you'd want more dex. Let's say you want to throw a dagger. You'd want dex. You want to punch something, you want strength.
So I probably need strength to be able to rip it off just to rip, like, the shitty, like, track fluorescent lighting.
I would certainly agree with that.
Okay.
Yep. So now, the first vitality gets you that. 1 strength, 1 dex. Each subsequent vitality lets you put 1 dot in one of the other things. So you spent 1 vitality now. How much strength do you want?
2 more.
2 more. So that costs you a total of 3 vitality.
Do I even need that much? I just don't know how much I need to rip this thing off.
Remember this. 2 is an average human.
Oh, okay.
3 is a strong human. 4 is an athlete. 5 is an Olympian.
So I probably just need strong human.
Yeah, which would be 3.
Okay. And then I roll...
So burn your vitality. This costs you a total of 3. There you go.
And then how long does it last, though?
10 rounds, 10 turns.
That same strength will last for 10 rounds.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And 10 rounds is going around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I got it.
So now you're trying to rip a thing down.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to roll strength and... you know what? I think it's going to be simply strength and...
Lydia! I'm sorry! Oh my god!
We're sitting here trying to stare at it. Let's do strength and athletics. You ignore your strength, but you still use your athletics.
You, like, pumped a pseudo
So I
strength
just do
into
3.
you.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm calling it standard difficulty 6.
Hey.
And you got 1 success and a 10, which is 1 success and a reroll, which came up an 8. So you got 3 successes. So pretty good success. You see her stand, and just a silver tendril grabs the light, and you hear plaster and drywall tears, and it flies down, smashes into him, and he's... I'm calling that 1 damage. I'm going to give him a chance to soak it. Bashing damage. He does seem to soak it, but again, is like kind of tangled up in it. It's like this track lighting that he's kind of tangled up in, so he'll suffer a penalty. Lydia, your turn.
Okay. I want to use gossamer webs.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I don't know how that works.
Okay, me either. So let's get through this.
All right.
So basically, if I do a successful brawl attack, I can leave behind a sticky swath of gauze to trap, blind, or pin my opponent.
Cool.
Each vitality point expended in this manner creates binding equal to 2 dots of strength, thus allowing the opponent to rip free of it upon a successful strength roll.
Okay, cool.
My disadvantage is I automatically lose gauze and thus vitality when he passes through an object that's over half his size and larger.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
I need to make a brawl attack.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And brawl means you got to get in close.
Yeah.
So you go running in at him. You attacking the Prowler?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I guess.
You see her just take off running, her stethoscope trailing behind her. You get right up to it, and I mean, it leans down. It's towering over you. It's about as tall as this ceiling. Kind of looks down at you. It's just covered in hair, like heaving. And make a brawl attack against him. He's already spent his dodge. He's going to do it again, which means he's going to lose his action here trying to dodge.
Alright, help me.
And it's reduced. Strength plus brawl and dice.
Strength is 2. Brawl is... none.
Good.
Cool.
Well, you'll have some experience to spend if you want to bump it up.
1, 6,
He also got 1. So you run up and just sort of feel almost drawn from you. This sort of kind of splats out. He jumps to the side. Some of it catches in his fur and kind of mats to him a little bit. But he does seem to avoid it. But it looks like, I mean, he spent his whole time kind of avoiding you guys. Oh, but then these little bedsheet ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
One of them leaps at you, Lydia.
Mm-hmm.
And because you did not split your pool, you don't have a dodge ready. So it leaps at you, trying to knock you to the ground.
Okay.
Which it does so successfully, and you're going to take a little bit of damage. 2 points of damage. It is bashing damage, so you can try to soak that. You soak bashing damage by rolling stamina. We'll get through this. Everyone will learn the system by the time we're through. So he got you, which knocks you to the ground. Then you're taking bashing. There's 2 types of damage, bashing and lethal. Bashing you can try to ignore by soaking with stamina. Taking 2. Standard difficulty. You in fact botch. So what happens? You all see this bed sheet leap on her, and you see hands ringing around her neck, and then it, like floating, slides under one of the beds. And you're just like, trying to free yourself. You feel these cold little hands through the bed sheet, choking you. You'll take 2 points of bashing damage. And the way you denote bashing damage on your health is you put a single slash through those boxes.
So I'm down to hurt.
Yes, although I just remembered, you take damage differently. You take damage... What do they do? They lose vitality. You lose vitality. So erase that and just erase mark off 2 vitality. Okay. And that's one little boy. The other one crawls up the wall and crawls over and is now over top you. Like, you look up and it's kind of hanging there, the bed sheet hanging. And the other one hits the ground and comes barreling at you. And it is going to attempt to tackle you as well. It does get you one success. It slams into you, does not knock you to the ground, and does no damage. So it kind of knocks into you a little bit, and you're sort of looking down confused. Alright, as we go into round 2, I'm going to introduce one more complication. When you act, you can say, I am also saving a dodge. If you do that, you reduce your dice pool by 2, because you were saying, I am also trying to do 2 things on a turn. If you only do one thing, your dice pool's normal. Otherwise, you say, I'm reducing it by 2 to also do a dodge, which will also be reduced by 2.
Okay.
Cool. Do you have a question?
No.
Okay. Good?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, we're back around.
Can we still see Emily, or has she been taken under the bed?
You now see a mess of darkness under the bed where she was drugged.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything on the walls?
Not really. You see a crucifix.
Of course you do.
Yeah, it's not helpful.
I mean, you can always make the sign of the cross.
Could become crucified Jesus. Be interesting. I think Tanner's gonna run at the big nasty with this hawksbeak.
Sweet.
And make a bite attack at him.
Love it. Alright. Awesome.
Which is dexterity and brawling.
You just... and as you do, it plants its feet and it's like... ready to take it.
Yeah, so dexterity and brawl, which is just dexterity for me because...
Yep.
Ugh.
Well, that's pretty good. That is 3 successes, sir. He does not attempt to dodge. So you just come leaping into him. You now are going to roll your strength.
It's also strength +1 lethal damage. So.
And whenever there's something like this, excess successes become extra damage.
Okay.
So you're rolling strength +1 plus that.
Gotcha. So strength
Can he use one of those?
+1.
Yeah, y'all got 5 divine dice. Add a die.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot we had
Go
those
ahead.
over there.
Strength +1 plus those 2.
Well, you roll them.
Oh, I have to roll.
Now you need a 6 or better to convert it to damage. Okay, and it's standard, so you got 2.
Yep.
2 damage pushes through, and it is lethal, which cannot be soaked. So you come running at him and just... and you bite in, and he howls. You all see Tanner dig his beak into his chest, and it goes... Oh! Your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna split my pool, but even with this little creepy ghost bed kid,
Yep. Creepy ghost bed.
I can still shoot a dagger ranged attack at this big thing.
Yeah,
Or
I
is
think you
there
definitely could.
All right.
There's not really a thing like D&D.
Yeah. All right. Well,
But you know what? I'm going to raise the difficulty.
Okay.
I'm going to call it difficulty 7 to do that.
I'm going to use one of those for just trying to hit here.
Yes, sir.
I got 2 successes so far.
Yep.
So 2 successes.
Okay, 2 successes. That'll hit. This is your dagger tongue. Yep.
So there's 1 damage lethal already.
Yep.
For the +1.
And you only needed 1 success to hit, so you got 2, so 1 is an extra.
Okay. So
Okay,
No,
so then
strength.
I'm now rolling
So
strength.
it's strength plus one
Plus
plus
one.
extra successes.
Plus, so
Yep.
one success so far and 4 dice again.
Yeah. And this is still just 6
That's
up.
a botch. So just one.
You hit and kind of slams into his chest, and it just is sort of still howling, and doesn't seem to do much to it, unfortunately.
What did you throw into its chest?
His tongue.
He's got his evil,
Oh, yeah.
creepy dagger tongue. All right, you're up.
He just licked that hairy chest.
The nearest ghost kid,
Mhm.
creepy.
Yeah, there's one that is right on him, and there's also one on the ceiling above where Tanner was, which is now gone. So either of those are nearest to you.
The one near him.
Mhm.
I'm going to try and impale the crucifix from the wall.
Hell yeah, love it. All right, sweet. So so here's what you're gonna do. You're going to roll strength and brawl again. Actually, this is with a weapon. I'm gonna call it strength and melee. Do you have one that's better than the other? Yeah, you're better at melee. Call this strength and melee. Remember, you don't use your strength with
Yeah,
your
I'm
horror.
using the 3 I have
Yep.
here.
So you're rolling strength and melee. And you were looking for difficulty 6 because it is right there. So that is 2 successes. Okay. Now you're going to deal damage. I'm going to call that thing strength plus 1 damage. So you're going to roll that strength, which is 3, plus 1, plus you got 2 successes and you only need 1. So the extra becomes extra damage.
Okay.
Make sense so far? We'll get there. And it's the same thing. So you got 2 damage on this thing. So you see this like little bed sheet like head through, and all of a sudden you see off the wall, crucifix comes flying, and you see like black brackish blood sort of bubbling out on the side of the sheet. Definitely looks like it hurt it. You're up.
Hey. Okay, so I want to try to use my whale.
Oh yeah.
Got
Yes.
a little ghost boy
Do it.
choking me out with his
Freaky
little
ghost boy. Ghost boy is choking you out.
Yeah. So for my whale,
Beluga whale? Blue whale?
Come on.
uh,
You don't have to respond.
I can basically say like how powerful I want it to be, but it costs me vitality to do that.
Correct.
But I don't have that much vitality left.
You don't, but you know what you can do?
Spite?
You can tap Spite to get vitality back. 1 for 1.
I mean, she was raised Catholic and is kind of resentful, so.
Love it. So Spite is 1 for 1,
Mm-hmm.
and your Spite is low. So you
Yeah.
can be like, I'm tapping 3 Spite right now, in which case you tap it 3 different times. When you tap Spite, you roll your Spite rating, and each one that comes up a 7 or higher gives you a point of Spite below it.
Okay.
It's a tapping 1 spite point, gain 3 vitality.
Well, there you go. It's 1 to 3.
Okay.
Even better.
So I will tap 1 spite.
Okay, so roll 1 die, because that's your Spite rating. Ooh, you got 1. So you put a little hash mark underneath that's called your temporary Spite.
Got it.
That
And
basically doesn't go away.
That's-
That's just ticking upwards. When it reaches 10, it converts to 1 permanent.
tight.
Okay.
And that gives me
3
3
vitality
extra
back.
vitality. So for 3, calm or annoy, 0 to 2, so I got it. So this affects up to 5 people, and it lowers a dice pool by 3. Calm and angry, commuter, or annoy serene mother.
You
So-
gotta look at 2 different things, though. One is like the combat whale,
Mhm.
and one is like the soothing ability whale.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So I'm going to basically like whale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have 3 vitality, and then how do I roll this?
Can I see your cheat sheet?
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry.
I don't remember what it is. I don't know what it is, so don't worry about it. We're gonna move forward, but then I want you to go read it in the book if you can. So, I'm gonna let you roll 5 dice. That seems about right. You spend 3 vitality, and then go read it real quick, because it might be different than that. He is, in fact, trying to dodge this.
Can I spend one of these and add an extra?
You sure can. You got 1 success.
Am I trying to beat a 6?
Trying to beat a 6.
So I got 2.
You got 1.
Yeah,
Because the
you
ones
got
cancel. So he does dodge it, but you do free yourself a little bit. You all hear this, and the bed she's under flies up and just gets shredded, and bits of it impale into the plaster ceiling above. You can now see her perfectly, but she is still kind of wrestling with the child. Yeah, look that up, because there's 2 different uses of your horn. Looks like that only has the, social piece.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Okay, it is now their turn. This big
I got
beast is standing in front of you, Mr. Coach. And it just takes a claw and tries to dig them into you.
Let's not.
It is attacking you with Strength and Brawl. Didn't do that great. It is now doing this. +1 extra success. You will, sir, will take 2 points of bashing damage to your body. Damage for you guys goes back to your meat. And you just feel claws kind of dig in and then dig in on the other side. And it's kind of holding
And I can't soak
like
that
this.
in any way?
No. It is lethal damage.
Oh, lethal.
You said bashing, so...
Well, it's lethal damage to your ghost body, but remember you are a skimmer,
Yeah.
and damage goes back to your body as bashing.
Gotcha.
Always.
So 2
Yep.
2 ticks right here?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then little ghost spooks. This one has already spent half of its action, but it's trying to choke you. 1, 2 successes. It's going to do its strength +1 success in bashing. Take no damage. It's got its little hands around you, and it's like breathing on you. The one that has a crucifix in its side is attacking you, and it's kind of trying to tackle you again. It's just clawing at you and trying to pull you to the ground. Which it does so, and you will take its strength and damage. 2 points of damage, sir. It's bashing, so you can try to soak it. Yeah, you can try to soak it first.
I can soak this one.
Yep.
Got it.
Stamina.
Stamina.
Oh, you in fact botched. I'm making it 3 damage. He pulls you to the ground, and on the way down, your head slams into the frame of a bed, and you hit the ground, and you feel it scrambling up your body.
And
So
I'm
that goes
getting
to
the
your meat.
I'm getting the minuses now, right?
You are not. You're projecting.
Oh, okay.
I know
Oh.
it's I know it's
Sorry, yeah.
confusing. I know it's confusing. That only applies.
And when I'm in my
That
body.
only applies to your body.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And when we tick all these off...
Then it becomes lethal, so you make them X's rather than dashes. And if you have all full X's, your body is dead.
Ah, good.
So it should be fine. Alright, that is one of the creepy ghost kids. 2 of the creepy ghost kids. This one, in fact, drops from the ceiling trying to land on you, Raven. I'm calling this a harder difficulty for him. Difficulty 8. Which, in fact, it doesn't botch, but it does fail. It drops, and you hear this kind of thud, and the blanket sort of hits the ground, and then the blanket rises back up again, standing in front of you. Back around to the top of the turn.
Alright, we're gonna try and take a nice big old bite out of this boy again.
Did anything making sense there?
And we're gonna...
It is whale that does it, right? Is there another horror that they get?
I don't believe so.
Or to deal damage.
So I can use the horde to physically wound 1 or more people directly in front of me.
Yeah, read that.
If attack.
You read that and we'll come back. Is this your attack roll?
Yeah, so...
That is a fail, in fact. He does not dodge. He's got you kind of clawed, and you start trying to beak him, and he's lifting your body up. Good. You can feel his claws in your side.
Squawk.
I think you're next, Sean.
Alright.
You're
well,
on the ground now.
I guess, I mean, I can't do a ranged with this kid on me, so I'm just trying to
Okay, cool.
just fight. And, I'll spend that last guy over there. 2 successes.
You had a 6 in there, right? It's 3 successes.
Oh,
I do.
yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to go 7 over. So that's
Yes. So you're now doing brawling is just straight strength. Add both of the extra
2.
successes. Yep. Oh boy, that's 4 successes. So
4
he's taking 4
successes.
damage right now. He was already pretty hurt. In fact, you pick him up and spin around and just slam it against the bed frame and slam a couple times. And a hand kind of grabs you and starts to feel weak. And then you kind of drop it to the ground.
okay.
Okay, moving along. Lydia, you're up.
No,
Okay.
No, Raven's up, sorry. What even. So there's one
Even
that's
in a
landed
different
like
system.
right next to you.
I'm gonna take the shattered bedpost
Nice.
and put it into his head like a crown of thorns.
Yes.
Oh my
I love it. I love it. All right, roll it. We'll call it strength and brawl against strength and melee. I'll give you
Into
give you the benefit
the
of
big
the doubt.
guy or the little guy right next to you?
The little guy.
Little guy. Ooh, yeah, good roll. 3 hits. So I'm going to give you strength +1 plus your 2 extra successes. There you go. You got it.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Oh my god. Whoa. So you're at 5 right now
Mm-hmm.
with 3 rerolls. Oh my
my
god.
God.
So these do count. So that cancels. So you're at 6 with another reroll. So 5.
5.
Funny. Anyways, you're standing there and you just see Raven, and I mean your eyes like almost burning with rage, and these tendrils connect to all of the various pieces, and they sort of shake for a second before they come down, and for a moment they swirl around you, and this little thing is like kind of grasping at you, and just they kind of dig in all around it. And it just drops to the ground, and as it does, it starts dissipating. Like it turns into like ash in wind. And then there's just a blanket laying there with pieces of bed frame. Squawk! Totally destroyed. You are up now.
If a character spends 2 or more vitality point, then she may use this sword to physically wound 1 or more people directly in front of her, or within 10 yards.
Yep. Yards.
Yards. Fucking
How many yards?
I have no idea how far that away
How
that
many
is.
feet
30
to
feet.
a yard, dude?
30 feet.
Yes. Okay.
Sure.
Cool. And then does it say what the system is for that?
No.
Let me see it real quick.
Okay.
I'll just take a quick look.
There's a lot of use of vitality.
I think it's
and
going to be
I
the
just
same.
don't
It's
really-
going to be the same roll.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same exact roll. Manipulation and empathy is how you do whale.
Tight.
And so, if you spend 2 vitality, you just roll manipulation and empathy. If you spend each additional 1, it adds another die.
Got it. So I'm just gonna spend the 2 and roll manipulation and
Cool.
what was it?
Empathy.
Empathy. So
And it is lethal damage,
manipulation. I have 3, and empathy I have
which means it can't be soaked.
also 3.
Okay, so I gypped you last time, but
Yeah.
You jipper.
Thanks a heck of a lot, Jibber. Okay.
Ouch.
3.
that's 2. Remember, 1's canceled.
Fucking 1s. Okay.
But that's 2, and it is lethal damage. So he's just, and you're just, the blanket flies off him, and you just see this shriveled little body. He flies off you, and bits of him are sort of like flaked off, hits and slides across the ground, and skitters back up, and just like black bulbous eyes are staring back at you. With that, it is their turn. This thing has you grasped right now, and you look up and feel hot breath. It just opens rows of sharp teeth. In fact, you look, and they almost seem to extend behind him impossibly. Just an endless tunnel of sharp teeth. This is going to be lethal damage. Oh, my God. That was the attack roll.
Yeah.
So that's 7 additional dice.
The good news is if you die, you just keep working for us.
You take 7 points of bashing damage, my dude, to your meat.
Bashing your meat.
It just, and I mean, it rends and tears, and you can feel yourself dissolving. You can feel yourself being called to oblivion and nothingness. The one that you were bashing on, you suddenly sort of see it turn to ash and flake away as the blanket kind of falls to rest on the ground. The other one comes rushing across back towards you, Lid, and he is at a penalty now because he's taking some damage.
Same.
You fucked up, man. Got you for 1. He's not going to do much damage. He's trying to just kind of bash you to the ground again. No, two bashing damage. So you get to roll stamina for that.
Chose the one I can't soak.
You take 1 which means you lose a vitality. You're projecting. And with that, we're back to the top of the turn.
Tenaire.
Let's do it. We're gonna bite him again.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you don't suffer any of those penalties. Your body will, and lethal takes a while to heal. You're gonna be hurt.
Dex and brawl, and I just have Dex. Here we go.
I mean, he's just rending you, got you gripped.
Is he run?
Exactly. All right. John.
What was the thing that
All
we
right,
said at the beginning of the night about it?
Yankee.
I'm gonna start kind of running up towards Tanner, but just this tongue just...
Cool. I'll give you a bonus dice because it is so distracted chomping on Tanner.
Special Yankee.
Yeah.
Well,
Nighttime
that
Yankee.
canceled that out,
Does
so
indeed.
that's just that.
That's just that.
Nightly special Yankee.
Alright, you attack, and it kind of grabs it with one hand, and you drop to the side, its claws holding you just like a piece of meat. It's like holding you like horizontal to the floor, and kind of catches your tongue. It's like, you're up.
Prowler got your tongue.
I am gonna give 1 vitality. I'm gonna spend 1 vitality to energize you 2 vitality.
Ooh.
Oh, cool. Is that your horror's benefit?
Benefit to the party, yeah.
Awesome.
Last 1 turn.
Awesome. And Lydia, as you do that, you just feel this moment, and you can see her at home, like, stroking a cat, and she's, like, talking to her, like, you know, however you would talk to her, like, scratching
Rubbing
its little chin.
beans.
Yeah, and it's just like, and then, like, reality comes back in, and you can see this, like, beam almost connecting her to you.
Okay. So I will... It's my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will do a whale again.
Okay.
I will spend the 2 vitality. You gave me 3?
She gave you
2. Okay, so I'll spend those 2. I'll just redo them back in for my same roll, so 6.
Okay.
Let me roll my sleeves up.
That is 1. That's all it needs.
How the
Success.
fuck? Okay.
Yeah, 1 success. And I don't remember how damage exactly works on Whale, but I know it's lethal, so he's going to be hurting. In fact, I think that finishes him off. So you're just... And he's kind of scampering along the ground, and so your voice almost follows him, and as it does, beds are like flying back up against the wall, and it finally hits him, and he... And just dissipates into ash.
Cool.
It is Big Boy's turn. He, in fact, just throws you, and you're completely hooked. Roll me 3. It's 3 bashing damage. So roll me your stamina.
Stamina?
Yep. That is a botch, sir. You hit the back side of the wall, and I'm gonna make you take 4 points of damage, my man. Where's that put you?
Oh, my man is 1 away from death.
All right. You just like slam into a bed, and your spirit form kind of stands up, but you can feel, like you can almost feel blood pouring out of your nose and mouth from your body, and you sort of almost look alarmed, and you start to feel like you're losing a connection to life.
You are crippled.
And then, so that was one action where he threw him. His other action, he's gonna yank on that tongue. Special Yankee on your tongue.
I'll let my tongue go. No, I'm
Special Yankee on the tongue. Actually, I'm just going to make this a straight strength, and he did do
He's
another
a
action.
Yankee Doodle.
He does get one. You just, like, your feet are sliding, and as he's pulling, he opens his mouth, and it just starts getting impossibly wide, and it just looks like a chasm of teeth into nothingness, and it's like, as he's pulling you forward. Your turn, Coach.
Uh-huh.
Your ghost is alright, but you know your body is not.
Yeah.
Oof. Big oof.
Sitting next to this man and watching his pencil do those fucking X marks is
Can I
stressing
see
me
your mouth
out
for a second, Lid?
so much.
Thank you. You want me to remember your page?
It's 100, page 100.
Page 100.
What you gonna do, Coach? And you know you are wrecked right now, my man.
Oh, I have such a ponytail headache.
Where is the light that Raven threw at him?
It's kind of collapsed all around the ground at his feet.
At his feet?
Yeah.
Never stop doing this.
Your head is tiny.
Is it?
Yeah. For those at home, Lydia has a tiny head.
Alright, I'm gonna
You
choose...
wanna know how long it takes to recover from crippled lethal damage?
How many weeks?
3 months.
Oh my god.
It's 12 weeks.
Good and bad.
I'm going
That isn't
to inhabit the light fixture at its feet.
Okay, you're gonna have to get back over there. He tossed you all the way across the room.
How far can I run? 29...
0 yards, because you're crippled.
29 yards per turn. I can...
Just let me ask you this. Positive you want to go back there.
I can't do much else.
Alright. You come running at him, and I mean, it's pulling, and it's just like, it cocks ahead at you, and it's like...
Could you share vitality?
It's not... So, what's keeping
He's
me
not
alive
short
isn't...
on vitality.
Yeah, it's...
You, when you take damage, both lose vitality. They shunt it back to their body.
and we're going to inhabit
Okay.
the light fixture and spend some vitality to rewrap it around
Okay.
the beast.
That'll cost a lot of vitality because you're doing something it can't natively do. Right?
Yes,
So
it's
whatever that costs you.
let's see. Vitality spent is determined by size. 2 is the size of a motorcycle or bookcase.
1 vitality to
Okay.
do that.
More spectacular effects can be achieved by rolling stamina plus crafts. So
Yep, you can roll that. Stamina plus crafts. Try to wrap it around him.
6 dice. You guys.
That's a pretty damn good roll.
Alright.
You just see this man running, jumps, and dives into that, and then it snakes around him. The, like, wiring wraps around him and just wraps around his leg, and you got a pretty good grasp on him. We're gonna call that your turn, because you had to stand up, run across the room, and do that. So we are over to you to do that.
Am I hanging from the tongue? Well, I'm just trying to figure out.
No, he's pulling you towards him. So your heels, like, you're sort of like resisting it and sliding towards him.
Okay.
It's like tug of war in your tongue right now.
I'm spending 3 vitality to lead. I'll be like, I think I'll send a message to them, be like, don't look directly at me.
I don't have eyes anymore.
But it'll be able to see me, so I
Cool.
will. So it'll start coming to me.
Alright, sweet.
At this point, it concentrates only on you and only stops if it's struck. Now, it can try to resist. Let's see. I think there's extra benefit to doing it. It's a willpower check, difficulty 8, but I don't...
So it stops at the
No, I'm sorry. That's only if the target loses sight of me, which they have not, so there's
Wow.
nothing it
So
does.
they're just locked down? They can't do anything?
I haven't read anything otherwise.
Okay.
I mean, I'll look at it.
Seems a little like, hey, there's a bad guy. Nope.
Are you a wisp?
Yep.
Well, we won't read it now. He stares at you, eyes wide, sort of just tries to lumber forward, but one of its legs is wrapped in the light fixture. We're gonna have to look at that, because that seems like that. There's probably like a single sentence somewhere that's like, by the way, you can
I'm
try
with
to
you,
resist
dude.
it.
I just didn't see it so far, but I'm with you.
Yeah. Alright, well, you've got him, so what can he do while he's under your spell?
Only stops if he's struck, which I think being caught might be, I would qualify as
Yeah,
struck.
perhaps. Yeah.
It just keeps coming to me, man.
And does it view you as friendly as well?
It doesn't necessarily say that, actually. It doesn't say anything about that.
Alright.
I just am forcing it to
All right, so we'll say this then. He's coming towards you, but I'm going to let him attack. I'm just going to reduce or raise his difficulty because he's so distracted by it.
I got
We
you.
got to research that just to make sure we're playing that right.
Yeah, I'm not.
I hadn't really thought about it.
I'm not trying to cheat here.
No, dude, of course not.
But
All right. He kind of comes limping, dragging this light fixture, and he's so distracted. He is going to try to attack you, so I'm going to make a difficulty 8.
Does he go before us?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
You're up. Sorry.
Just wondering.
No, you're good.
Okay.
We skip both of our turns.
Yep.
Two
I'm
for
a
one
turn
deal.
skipper, okay?
2 for
what I
one
do.
deal.
I don't know about the striking thing, so,
Yeah, probably don't.
Strike away.
can I try and, like, shatter the windows in
Yeah,
onto him?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just... and bits of glass. Like, you connect to each window and pull, and the window panes shatter, and you kind of grab all these bits of glass. Go ahead and do strength and melee on him.
Alright, I got it.
Got me?
It includes everything that can see it.
Right.
But if it knows what I'm doing, it can make a willpower difficulty 5 plus with the vitality that I spent. So I spent
it'd be
3
Yep.
to look away and break it.
Gotcha, okay.
So
Cool.
that's what it has to do. But
Seems
right
reasonable.
now, I got it.
Okay, alright, there we go. That's what we were looking for. Cool. Love it. How else does it affect it? It wants to get near you, but does it change its emotions at all? I guess not, because that's what her ability
my
does.
other stuff I can calm or persuade, but in the battle to lead, I didn't
just
assume that I'm doing both. Like,
Yeah.
I chose to make it.
Yeah. Cool, okay,
This.
makes
Well,
sense.
he about to get struck anyway.
Alright.
Hopefully. 6, 9, that's 3 successes, right?
Plus 1 cancels 1.
Oh, okay.
So that's 2 successes, but you get to reroll your 10. Ooh! 1 success.
Nice!
Yeah. But that's all you
Ew.
need. All you need to actually hit him, so you're going to do strength plus 1 lethal damage.
So 4.
Yep.
Strength.
You're using your mock strength of 3, remember?
Oh, yeah, plus 1. Thanks, I definitely forgot again.
Oof.
Are you pooping?
They come flying at him, and it sort of raises its hands, and they just... looks like they kind of stick in him a little bit, but he doesn't even seem to be harmed by it. Maybe it's just some really weird, thick hide. Over to you. You're, like, on the ground, or I guess you've kind of pulled yourself up, having destroyed that other ghosty.
I will wail at this guy.
Alright, do it.
So I need to tap into some spite, though.
Ooh, I love it. Alright, we'll roll 1 spite die. If it's a 7 or higher, you get it. No, you do not get it. So, I mean, you still get the benefit of it, you just don't gain the spite. So,
Okay.
3 vitality comes in.
Okay, so I'm going to spend all 3 of that vitality, and then I have 2 left.
Cool. Got it.
And then I'll wail at him.
Do it. Do it. Manipulation and empathy. That's pretty good so far. That's
Okay.
3 with 1 reroll. 4. How does it convert to damage? I forget. Because that's your, like, hit. Maybe... Oh, I think yours might just go straight to damage.
Yeah.
So we're going to call that 4 damage. It's both transfixed by the light, and then you just, like, hands at your side, tapping into spite, like, feeling something horrible inside that you're calling upon. And it just rins into him. You see fur kind of ripping and tearing away from him. The beds behind him are just flipped and shattered. The glass in the window panes is out, so you just, like, pieces of wood are rattling all around him. I'm going to let him get a roll to see if he can get away from you. Yeah, it does at least. It does kind of break the gaze, and it's looking around, and I mean, it's looking wild. It's just like... and on its turn, it in fact is attempting to escape. So he is going to run towards that window, and just, like, sort of fades into the window, and as he does, darkness is spreading from where he left.
With a light fixture on his leg?
Oh yeah, I guess he does have a light fixture on his leg. I mean, it's not connected to anything, so all it's kind of doing is like being a brace to him. So yeah, you know what? He does do that, and it certainly is slowing him down some. I'll say that much. And he goes through the window pane and just leaves like sort of inky blackness behind him. Back to the top.
Am I still connected to him, or
You sure are, yeah.
Oh boy, we'll squeeze tighter then.
All right, love it. Go ahead and roll. I guess roll that manipulation and crafts or whatever.
Yeah, stamina and crafts.
Stamina and crafts, right?
All right, 6 dice. 3 successes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll strength plus 2 damage.
All right, so strength of 2 plus 2.
Yep.
And then the extra successes in that.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha. Yep. Ah, that's good.
All right, you're clamping tight though, and hearing like kind of howling and trying to get away. You can see sunlight, and you can hear it like whimpering under the light. It's like you're like outside now.
All right. So it's jumped out the window.
Yep.
Which we are on the second floor already.
Second floor, that's right.
Okay, so I don't have any vitality to spend to do that anyway, so never mind. I'm going to...
Always tap spite.
Well, I was trying to see what... Like what it would be, like, where do the physics end where I'm just dropping through the floor?
Yeah, you can do
like,
that. One
but to
vitality.
stop, but then am I taking bashing damage as I hit the bottom?
I don't think so, no.
It's kind of...
Okay. Then I'll tap spite for 3 vitality.
Cool.
And I'll...
So go ahead and roll your spite real quick.
And I'll drop
Yep.
2 floors then by spending 2 vitality. So I got 1 bonus.
I think if you spend 1, you can be incorporeal for the scene.
Okay.
So you're good.
Alright, so...
Just 1 dice, right? Oh no, you got 2 dots.
So that's a...
Nope, you need a 7 on the spite
okay.
roll. I don't know why it
All
is
right,
that way.
so I made it then. And, so I gain... So I got 2 vitality banked here then for that. So I will... And then start running.
Yeah, I think it's because you can kind of slow yourself
Yeah.
through the wall. And yeah, I mean, you get out and you catch him, like, you're basically right there. Because he's going slow, he's clamped up.
Gotcha. But I mean, I've used my whole turn
we'll
right,
call
to
that
get
your
there.
turn, yep.
Okay.
Raven.
I'm going to lend my vitality.
Okay, cool. So you get 2 vitality from her, and share another strange memory of her, like, really enjoying a concert and feeling like that's your calling.
Got it.
And it is your turn.
How far away is he now?
He's not far. He basically got, like, imagine looking out a 2nd-story window to the ground.
So, within whale.
Within whale.
I'm gonna yell at him.
Cool. Love it.
Cool. And I will tap the 2 that she...
2 that she gave you? Yep.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, that is a botch, in fact.
No!
That is such a shit roll.
That is a shitty roll, and it is a botch. In fact, you go to Whale, and he kind of tries to dodge it, and you slam into the light fixture, and you are pushed free of your haunting because she botched. So you're just like, kind of hit the ground, and it kind of looks down at you. But it is looking fairly panicked.
Good, I'm dead.
I'm going to give it a willpower check. It wants to survive. Yeah, nah, he's not. He turns to look at you and looks up and just takes off running and howling. Like, and it gets pretty far. It's fast. Back to the top of the turn.
I mean, am I able to run in enough distance to do the dagger tongue?
You could, but you're first, right?
Oh,
Yes.
So you're laying on the ground from where it just ran, like panting.
Good. I guess I'll get up. I'll stand up, first of all. And as I look after it, is there anything around it?
It is essentially a gravel driveway.
Gravel driveway. I'm feeling pretty useless right now.
Not a lot of stuff to hunt, to inhabit.
Yeah, Our car is parked in the driveway, right?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna try and haunt the car.
All right.
So
Go ahead and spin the proper vitality, and you can haunt it. I don't think you're going to be able to also like turn around and try to run him down, but you are now controlling the car. You just see like lights come on the car. You hear the engine roll over, and you kind of turn it around. You hear the gravel like getting spit up from the tires. Your go.
I'll wink the headlights at you guys.
All right. I mean, I'm T-1000
Yeah,
running.
you definitely catch up
and
to range.
I will, we'll make that,
Do that tonguey boy. Don't forget, you can spend willpower to add 1 automatic success to a roll.
Oh, yeah, I'll spend a
What?
willpower.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about willpower. I'm over here spiting it up. All right, so I have 1 success. I
1
passed
auto
my
success, yep.
willpower. I got 2 successes.
2 successes, so you get to add 1 additional one to your damage.
And I already got 1.
Yep. Plus
So
strength.
You
plus
got strength plus 1 plus an additional 1 for your extra success because it's strength plus 1 attack.
So I'm adding another die.
You should
What-
have
what's your
5
strength
dice
score?
if you have a strength.
3.
Then yeah, 5 dice, because it's strength plus 1 plus the extra success.
Right. That's just nothing.
That's a fail. You kind of lash your tongue at him. It kind of hits him, and he just keeps moving. Raven, you're now inside the building. You're kind of losing sight of him up the driveway.
He's definitely further than 30 yards.
Yeah.
30
Start-
yards?
Hmm?
30 yards?
Hmm?
300 feet?
It's not 300 feet, man.
No, that's 90 feet.
It's 90 feet. Yes.
See? It's hard.
I'll start
Let's get
running.
Okay. You do the same thing then? 1 vitality to drop through the floor, or are you going to jump?
What happens if I jump?
You'll take some bashing damage.
So my ghosty form?
Yeah, so you'll lose vitality. So you'll lose vitality either way.
Yeah, I'll spend 1 vitality to go
Alright.
down.
Yeah, you and get out to about the driveway where the car is spinning out. Lid, you're up.
Out of whale range.
Definitely out of whale range.
Get a tail on that whale.
Yeah. I'll spend the 1 vitality to drop through.
Okay, cool. You drop through, catch up as well.
Actually, can I stay up there and, be able to, see which direction he goes?
Yeah, I think you're losing into the trees.
Oh, okay. Then-
It's a kind of forested, not forested, but it's Virginia, so trees everywhere. On his turn, it just keeps running. And I think we're going to give you one last chance to try to chase him down in the car with your bodies to try to slam into him.
Mm-hmm. We're going to spend a willpower to add an auto success to it,
Okay?
and it would be...
I'm going to give you a... we're going to call it a perception and drive, because you're both having to find him and then having to drive into him. Do you guys think you buckled up when you projected? I didn't think so either. No. Cool. Okay, there's 3, because you spent a willpower.
Mhm.
Okay, you got 3
Your
successes.
bodies are just laying in there limp. Like,
Which is probably going to save us a little bit because we're not tightening up.
True. You hear grrrr, and you see it, and it kind of turns back at you, and its eyes flash, and you just... And we cut to slow motion as someone on the street is walking their dog, and they see the front end of your car smash. Nothing else. They see... this is in slow motion.
Yeah.
Right? You hear some sad music. 2 bodies come flying out of the window. Bodies smash on pavement. You all hear the crash, look, and you see this thing dead on the hood. Turns to ash and fades. You have the surreal sensation of seeing your body rocked across the pavement and asphalt. You also see his body. Blood streaked around its face. You are going to take 3 points of lethal damage. You, as you exit the car, have this strange sensation. You look down, and you find no silver strand. You are a spirit now, my friend.
oh my god.
I think that's where we'll end tonight's session. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. We'll see what happens next Sunday.
Your paycheck to your...
Hey, they'll still employ him. All right. Well, that was a crazy one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll keep reading on the system. The system is a little clunky for long combats like that. I know that. It's a little weird. We'll all get better at it, though. I think it wound up working in the end. But,
Yeah, for sure.
let's go launch a raid. Ooh, it looks like Scraticus is up. So let's go launch a raid on Scraticus. Hope y'all enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Don't forget you have to mark 1 experience on yours.
Oh, yeah. So you got... Everyone gets 1 experience, Lid. You got 2.
All right.
Whew.
Tanner, R.I.P.D., dude.
So you'll change your lament to spirit.
Oh, well, that was fun.
I mean, death ain't the end. Spirits are just a little different.
And when I have bashing damage and I take lethal damage, I just go the other.
When you have bashing, well, your bashing goes all the way down first, and then it turns into lethal. Oh, but you took lethal on top of it, so yes,
I just X.
It just crosses out your bashing.
Okay.
Actually, no, it pushes it down. So you'd go lethal, 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 then push down the equivalent of the bashing.
Okay. So.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
I've got to go take a shower.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So my having crippled bashing crippled, I'm not. That doesn't take